bedroom and shit. We'll finally get a nigga leg room and whip. Yeah. Cold world, make way for the chosen one. Ain't nobody else I'd rather be, not even Oprah's son. Mama youngest getting paper like the oldest one. We living better, guess God felt the oldest one. Closets barely had no clothes enough. So you throw my niggas in hoopies, bet we still bag hoes enough. These niggas get a heart and soul to them. I wonder if they know we dove in them. Ass fat, so I pinch her like a Doberman. Run up on a politicking like he Foberman. What's your name? Where you from? You got a dream? I sell you one. Come and kick it with a nigga.
Yo, what's good, Z? What's good? What's good? What's good? Let me turn that down right quick. Hold on. Let me turn that down. Boom. Let me. Boom. Turn that a little more. All right, yo, what's good? What's good, though, Z? What's good? LOL about what? Oh, I seen what you just said, though. You said, someone said, how long is this show? Buddy said, talking about Jalen Green's potential, probably around 10 minutes. Who is my MVP so far? Shay. I think that's the only right answer. I'm gonna keep it a bean. Yo, what's good? What's good, C? What's good? By the way, where you from? Do you hoop, and what's your game like if you do hoop? And also, I'm about to peep the Discord, so if y'all got any questions, y'all better let me know. Y'all better let me know if it's anything in terms of your game, in terms of anything, let me know. Because I'm about to go through the Discord right quick. I got quite a good amount of stuff to go through. So, yo, what's good, Jacob? What's good? I may just fuck around and just get straight into Discord right now. You see the pinned message in the chat, by the way. It says join the Discord and has a Discord link. So if y'all got any questions, better speak now or forever hold your peace. Right? Forever hold your peace. So let me go through this right quick as well. And like I said in MVP, I don't think there's anybody you could really put against. The only way you can say Jokic, bro. Only way y'all say Jokic is numbers. But what SGA is doing on a team that has no experience and leading that team, like he got it, bro. MVP, he got it. You got the East Bay Saturday, bro. I didn't get it, but I need the mechanics, bro. It's just the mechanics. Like, I'm already up there. What I did do, though, this shit was crazy. I should have recorded shit, but it was tough. I did a live windmill. So, like, toss it out, catch, boom. That shit was so tough. I ain't gonna lie. Because I always did my windmills with the ball in my hand. But then I was like, fuck it, let me try off a lob. That's the first time I ever did that shit off a lob. I always thought the lobs would be harder. But, like, it's the flow to it that should make that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, at least I did some new shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm up there. It's just on the bring through. Like, when I transfer left to right, it's just, I lose that shit, bro. Like, I don't got the control of it, bro. And that's the one thing I just got to improve. So, all I'm going to do is just the mechanics. Like, I'm going to go on the wall, boom, boom. A little hard to kind of show, but I think I got it from, like, Jordan Kilgannon, where he was like, oh, I'll just go on the wall, and I'll just do the hand movements and then press the ball against the wall at the top. So I was like, okay, I did that shit for my windmill. It helped. Now I'm going to do it for the between the legs, and then now you're just going to see me doing that shit tough. But, yeah, I'm this close, though. What's good, Kelvin? How long will the stream take? Because it's 10 p.m. in Germany. I need to get that sleep. If the Discord shit, probably like 20 minutes, and then we get to the breakdown. So I'm aiming for about an hour and a half, max 2 hours, like a max 2 hours. So you'll probably get a good bit of the breakdown. Say if you go to sleep at like 11, you'll still get a good portion of the breakdown. So change my like to dislike. I ain't gonna lie, that's crazy. Kelvin, what's the question? Go ahead, ask it. Because we about to look at the Discord right. Let me find the first question I need to get to right now. Drop the question in the chat if you just not in the Discord. It don't matter. But I'm just going to start here. I'm going to go through all the channels. There's a few stuff I missed last time, by the way. So I even got to go back and peep that stuff as well. So I'm just going to start here. Buddy said, all right, boom, hello, new here. I'm 6'1", 14. By the way, I'm about to say, I'll just respond once I finish. He said, 6'1", 14, about to turn 15. I play as a big, which I hate, and I'm working on dribbling more, which has given me more buckets and team practice. And how do you get the confidence in dribbling? Because I'm not scared of getting the ball thrown or blocked, but every time I dribble, it feels like I am going nowhere. How do I start shooting more? Because I only shoot layups, and I want to shoot more in practice, and I'm working on getting a more consistent shot from mid-range and working my way out. So I would say I'm going to answer the first question, right? He said, how do I get more confidence in dribbling? Because I'm not scared of getting the ball thrown or blocked, and every time it feels like I'm going nowhere. So there probably is some sort of fear in you actually dribbling or getting your shot, not shot block. That's light. That's bullshit, right? But probably getting the ball ripped, or probably just making a bad decision, making the wrong play. There's probably some sort of fear within that, and that's natural because you're doing something you've never done, right? Or something you haven't done much of. And the only way to really build confidence in something is through repetition. And if you don't have enough repetition for you to be able to trust yourself, most importantly, not just consciously but subconsciously trust yourself to do whatever you need to do without having to think about it. If you don't have that, then it's going to be hard to be able to play in a flow and be able to play at your highest level. And so when it comes down to this, ultimately, you said, how do I get the confidence in dribbling? You just got to dribble more, because repetition brings confidence. The only way you build confidence is by proving to yourself that you're capable of doing something. That's all it is, right? Having that self-confidence, showing yourself through all your experiences that you could do this action, right? And in this case, it's dribbling. Same thing when it comes down to shooting, right? How many times have I shot in the game, and how many times have they gone down, right? And have they gone down enough for me to say, anytime I shoot, I trust myself. You know what I'm saying? I can take the shot at any point in time. So it's really the same thing, the same concept as a whole in terms of building confidence. So when it comes to building confidence in dribbling, you just got to dribble more. And anytime you make a mistake, you got to learn from your mistakes. I posted this on my story this past weekend. I think it was like Saturday or some shit. Yeah, Saturday. I said, you are only a fool if you do not learn from your mistakes, right? Because you choose to remain ignorant, right? Instead of trying to see what your weakness is and then correcting that. That's the only time you're a fool. So if you make a bad pass, you take a bad shot, you made a bad play, whatever it was, you're not in the right spot. The only time you're a fool is if you don't learn from it. So everything you must do, you must learn from, because it shows you what you're not good at, and it tells you how you could get better by patching up all these holes, right? So first things first, expose yourself to the action and experience it, and then continue to do it. Just dribble more. Just literally, you don't have to do drills. Just dribble. You know what I'm saying? Just dribble. Like literally put a timer out for an hour and dribble. You know what I'm saying? And that will literally force you to not just dribble at one pace the whole time, because you'll literally burn out in energy. It'll force you to now dribble, slow down, relax, pace, making relaxed moves, and just going between all these different paces, right? And I would also say you can even listen to music while you do it and allow the music to guide your pace. So I'll say that's something else you could do. So let me get to here to Kelvin. I asked you if I should stop playing basketball. What makes you say you should stop playing basketball? And what's good, Satchel? What's good? What makes you say you should stop playing basketball? What's the reason? What's the root to it? What's the root behind it? So let me know. How do I manufacture my game from scratch? Like, where do I even start? I would just say, if you haven't really played much, or let me read your next part. It wouldn't be from scratch because I already hooped, but still. I would say, in terms of what you need, I would say to start with shooting. Start with shooting. Form shoot. Your ass off. Shoot inside the paint for about a few months. Because that's the one thing you need to really be able to play in today's game, right? And it's not something that's genetic, essentially. Or at least partially. You know how I like to think of things, and how, you know, my stance in terms of genetic capabilities and capacity and genetic ceilings. A lot of y'all don't realize, right? I even want to say this right quick. I'm going to go back to what y'all saying, but a lot of y'all always say this, right? Look, a lot of y'all always say, oh, I've reached my genetic limit. I've reached my genetic ceiling. That's absolutely bullshit, and understand why, right? Because when you look at us as human beings, we don't reach our peak in terms of our physiology until our 30 or late 20s, early 30s, maybe even later than that. Like, look at NBA players. You will see LeBron and all those players reach their peak, their best, early 30s, late 20s, in that range physically, right? And so for you to be 16, 18 and say, oh, I've reached my genetic peak, I've already tapped out, I can't get much past this, It's absolutely bullshit. You're just trying to be a victim and trying to find an excuse as to why you can't do something. But in reality, you're just too lazy to go put the work in and find the answers and solutions that could allow you to break past that ceiling, right? Of course, there's at some point in time, right? Once you hit that age peak, one, and then two, once you mix in an efficient and a hard-working training schedule and nutrition, right, and a diet, that's when you could then reach your peak at that certain age. And so for you to be 16, 15, 14 and say, man, I reached my genetic ceiling, got tapped out, it's so stupid. It's dumb. You're being a victim. Stop doing that bullshit. You got to understand, it's a trifecta when it comes down to this, right? To reaching your genetic ceiling, it's a trifecta. Your age, your training, and your nutrition. How old are you? If you're not anywhere near your late 20s or early 30s or so, don't talk about that, right? Don't use that as a factor. Your training. How smart are you? How efficient are you when you're in your training sessions? Are you the person that's in the gym for, say, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, right? Bullshitting just so you can say I've been in the gym for 4 hours, which you've been doing? Or are you the person going to the gym for 75 minutes, 90 minutes, and getting straight to the skill work, and then taking a break, and then getting right into another skill work session later once your body has rested and recovered? Because that's how you really get better, right? There's more details behind that, but you got to slide to every single stream to figure out those details, right? And then on top of that, the diet. What are your meals looking like? What are your macronutrients looking like? How well what are your vitamin intakes, right? You got to understand all three parts in order for you to maximize your genetics, right? To maximize your body of work, your ability to produce. So I really hope y'all understand that. That was something I was just sitting back and just like, all right, I got to learn something today. Let me really think, because I hear that shit way too much. That shit not going to slide no more. Don't do that bullshit. So I don't want to hear no genetic ceiling stuff at all, right? I don't want to hear that shit at all. But yeah, like I said though, Jacob, I would say to build your game right now around shooting. Shooting is probably the most important thing you need. What's good, P, by the way? What's good? How can I make my teammates pass? Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me make sure I got everything out that I want to say about that last part. Oh, I'll say this too, Jacob. If you already do something better than you do a lot of other things or most of basketball, rely on that because you've already found your skill where you would have gravity. And then, of course, you'll need to build a shot in time, right? Maybe as you go along, but if there's something you already know that feels more natural to you, that you're already a little better at, rock out with that because that's what's going to be the root to your entire game. So say like Steph, if he was a naturally good shooter, built his game naturally around shooting, right? As Kyrie got older and he got more conscious, all right, I'm going to build my game around my handle, right? Boom. So now he added all these layers according to his handle. Like so many little things you could do. What else? I'm going to get to your question right quick, Cito. I hope to hear very nice things about the Rockets. I got some solid stuff. P. I just remember you was a Rockets fan. So we're going to get to that breakdown in probably about 10 minutes. Let me get through all these questions and whatnot. How many 90-minute sessions should I do a day? Kobe said he does 3 to 4. Well, the thing is with Kobe, you got to also think about this other physiological aspect of it, is that Kobe did not, out the gate, just start doing 3 to 4 a day. He probably started doing maybe 2, then realized, oh shit, I could go harder. I'm going to do 3. And before you know it, he found a way to maximize 4. And in that entire process, right? Look, understand. In that entire process, what he's now done to his body is built that physiological adaptations to be able to recover between 3 to 4 workouts per day, right? And so for you at this point, how much are you used to right now? All right, I may do 1, you know what I'm saying? If I'm pushing it 2, right? But you got to take that. If you do just do 1, all right, I'm going to do 1. But then my second one, I'm not going to go as hard as I did in my first one. I'm just going to kind of push my ceiling a little bit, right? I'm going to push the ceiling. I'm not going to try to break it. I'm just going to push it a little bit, right? And so essentially just by pushing that ceiling and improving how much you're doing in time, you'll allow yourself to build the adaptation, the ability to recover that much. And then it's like a constant cycle of like that continuous growth, right? Just getting your body accustomed to having to work out 2 times a day, and then in time maybe 3 times a day and whatnot. But that also comes with you getting into the weight room so your body doesn't break on you. You got to understand that. Y'all want to work out 2 times a day, 3 times a day, 4 times a day. You could go ahead and do that shit for a cool 2, 3, 4 weeks, right? doing all that on-court work. But the second you'll realize that it's not just the on-court work that allows you to stay on the court, it's the off-court work, the weight room work that'll keep you on the court. Y'all really got to understand that. Like, y'all end up realizing that your body gonna break down on you. Your muscles will simply cannot withhold all the stress that you're putting upon it by working out so much. And on top of the fact of nutrition and all those other things and whatnot. But yeah, like I was saying though, you have to like kind of steadily increase how much you're working out. So in time, in a couple years probably, or like, I don't even know, a year, I don't know how long it may take, but you can push yourself to that 3 to 4. And make sure you're working on 1 to 2 things every single workout. Prince, you said, thank you for the video about Bronny. I need it. We are the same player you're watching. I'm able to see my stance. Hey, no problem. No problem. If you got any questions, Prince, let me know. Let me know. That Bronny video I look you really fucked with because it was something as to which I know a lot of y'all like get like are in that same bracket. You know what I'm saying? I've seen so many people say, yo, I think the same way. I play the same way. Where you think by passing the ball, you're doing the right thing. But the right thing to do as a basketball player is to use your gravity and to bring gravity on the floor. And so if you're always looking to pass, the defense is always going to jump out on all your passes. And so now your passes aren't really always going to be passes that are effective. And so you got to really also be aggressive as a scorer and aggressive in terms of getting the spots and pulling in gravity. Y'all may think of a Rondo, for example. Y'all think Rondo can't score, but what Rondo did is get himself in great positions to where he forced people to be in help. Or if he'll say it was just an action, he just had to make a read. He knows how to place a ball in a certain spot. That's what Rondo does. That's what a Steve Nash would do. Read these actions, even Bron at times, right? Just read an action, see how a player is able to set them up, find the gap to make the pass, and then make the pass, right? And that pass would lead the player to a spot to where they could attack. They're just not passing for no reason. There's a purpose behind every single pass, right? And so y'all got to understand that. If you're passing with no purpose, you don't see a vision for a play to be made for a certain player, that's when your passing is just stupid, you know? Yo, what's good, Ben? What's good? Can I send you my game film, makes mistakes and all, and which I should improve on? Yeah, send it in the Discord. I don't know if I'll be able to get to it today. We're already 20 minutes in, but I'm gonna have a stream. I really want to start having streams where y'all send film, and I may fuck around 2 hours and just watch y'all film for 2 hours instead of doing the game breakdown. I may just do that. If y'all would fuck with that, let me know. And I could literally and what we could do also, I used to do this oftentimes when I was on Twitch. I haven't really done it here, but I've done it quite a few times when I was streaming on Twitch. But I would watch the film, and then I'll drag y'all in a Discord call as I watch y'all film. And then boom, I would break down your film, talk to you about your film, and then, you know what I'm saying, yada yada, boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? As long as y'all actually got film. Like, not just like a 2-minute mix, but like shit to where I could actually be able to see the things that you're doing wrong and then see also what you're doing good, you know? Because like 1 minute highlight mixtape videos, I can't really get shit from that. So I'll mess with that. All right, bet. I'm gonna try to incorporate it more. That makes sense because I had to adapt to an incrementally grow. Thank you. No problem. Just bit by bit, increments. But let me respond to this right quick. Responded around, I was like 3 minutes or like 4 minutes into today's stream. I don't even know if he's here or not, but fuck it, boom. Let me find whatever else is in the Discord. Hey, hold on. Let me show y'all what I posted on my story. Hold on. I put this on my story. Look. I got a vision. I don't think some of y'all understand, right? Somebody said you blinded by these players to see. You too blinded by love of these players to see the truth. Look. Ain't no love. It's not like there's necessarily love for these players. It's more so respect, but it's just being able to have a vision for somebody else, right? Being able to see things that somebody could do that they may not be able to see for themselves, right? I said if you gave me Jalen Green and Jordan Poole on the same team right now, 2 years we making the playoffs. 2 years we making the playoffs, right? And y'all got to understand, how would I be able to do this? Also does depend on who the fuck else is going to be in the lineup, right? But between those two in the backcourt, of course, y'all see that shit off top, right? You see Jordan Poole and Jalen Green, same team. How the fuck you going to play defense, right? That's where you begin to patch up shit on the other side, one, just a little bit. And two, who, like, once you teach them how to actually play offense, the motherfuckers won't be able to be stopped. Jalen Green, first of all, if you really are able to put him in the right environment, around the right people, around the proper vets, most importantly, right, vets and coaches, he's literally a mix of Ja and Ant. But people don't want to talk about it. You don't want to talk about it, right? The only thing that stops him from that is what lies in his skull, his brain, right? His thoughts, his ability to interpret and understand the game. That's the only thing stopping him, right? Because Ja's got that down pat, Ant has a down pat, and they're both still improving, of course. But Jalen Green, he hasn't been able to develop that because his situation is a little different. Because especially with the VanVleet and Dillion Brooks shit going on, but how their organization was even when they first got there, it's a little rougher. But not to say that it's still not impossible. But you give you two on the same team, I ain't gonna lie, no cap. Playoffs in 2 years, bro. Playoffs in 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Just let me build some shit around that. We cool. Let me see what else is in here. You said, all right. I don't know if I should stop playing. I had a knee injury when I started training really hard after 1 year without playing. I'm thinking of returning. I'm thinking not a bad player, but didn't make it in time. I would say this. Look. I'm living in Italy. Look, Kelvin, understand. I could give y'all guidance in terms of like where to lead y'all in terms of what to do, especially in basketball. But when it comes down to life decisions like that, I cannot make that for you. You're going to have to spend time by yourself so that you can be able to figure out what you must do going forward in your life. I'm not here to make your life decisions. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? You can't say, oh man, he told me to do this. No, you live your life for you, because y'all all got to understand, your casket don't got no bunk bed. Your casket got no bunk bed. So by the time you die, it's just going to be you who die, and the world going to continue to go on, right? Your spirit will move on, but the world itself, the physical world, is going to continue to go on. Die by yourself. Casket don't got no bunk bed. You got to understand that. So make all your decisions for you. Don't make it for anybody, which is why when you get into the game itself, you got to also question your motives, right? Am I just playing basketball because my dad wanted me to, my mom wanted me to, my cousin, my brothers? Am I just doing it for that, or do I actually love the game, right? And that could play a factor into your motivation, because you do have love for those people. You want to be able to take care of them, or whatever it might be. But the root of it all, the root between all the greats, right? It's motivation that's internal. You look at every single great, I guarantee you all their motivation is internal. It's not no external motivation. That external motivation is like 1%. 99%, all the days they get into the gym with nobody watching, all the days they put in the work, they went that extra mile. You know what I'm saying? They did all those extra things. They sharpened up their diet. They sacrificed pleasures, sacrificed friends. You know what I'm saying? That's internal motivation. You cannot rely upon external motivation to be able to get as far in the game as y'all really dream of. It just won't happen. So you got to really question your purpose. And so all for me to say, I can't make that decision for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really trying to egg you on or edge you on a certain way. You got to really spend time by yourself. Like I said, because understand that phrase, right? I broke this phrase down before, and this is really one of the craziest gems I got in a long time, right? Look at each word, right? Spend time by yourself. So spend time, right? Y'all just think spending time, you're just doing something with your time. Think of time as a currency, right? And time is really the most valuable currency we have, right? Because once you use time, you can't get it back. I could go spend $100. I could go get that $100 back. $1,000, $10,000, $100,000. I could go get that back. Time, I can't get back. Time is the most valuable currency we have, right? First half, spend time, right? Now look at this, the second half of it. By yourself, right? Y'all think, oh, while I'm alone, just be alone. But by, not just B-Y, B-U-Y. By yourself. What are you buying when you're using time as a currency? Yourself. You're buying into yourself. You're investing into yourself by simply spending time by yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's a double entendre within itself that you never even thought of. But the second that you hear it, you're like, oh shit, that shit's really, it's really crazy, because once you really do spend that time by yourself, you spend time alone, you'll understand that that's an investment into self. Because what that allows you to do, you no longer are stimulated by things that are external. You are now able to think for yourself. All the thoughts you're able to generate comes from your own mind. You don't need a phone to be able to consume information. You don't need your phone. You don't need the internet to be able to understand new concepts and be able to make the decision for yourself in your future. You don't need that. You just really need yourself, right? So y'all really got to spend that time by yourself. That's why I was saying it's so vital that you must do that to make all the decisions that you want to make. Remember me, the marketing kid? Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Do you remember my question? Yeah. Hold on. Give me one sec. Say a player 6'4", is it better for them to be skinny or more muscular? Just depends on your movement. How well you move, how well muscle is able to kind of sits on your body and whatnot. You say you're right, my mother didn't want to see me basketball. But at the same time, of course, there's going to be people who want you to do something. But you got to just, like I said, you got to spend time by yourself and see if that's what you really want to do. And so, boom, you said, how can I make my teammates pass me? They always throw up a bad pass. So I shoot instead of passing me, and it's frustrating because I end up not scoring because I don't have any scoring opportunities. All that really boils down to is the fact that your teammates don't trust you, right? Y'all got to understand, if your teammates don't pass you the ball, it's because your teammates don't trust you. Why don't they trust you? Maybe because when they do pass you the ball, you're not able to capitalize on that opportunity. Whether that's from the fact you don't get in the gym enough and now you just don't have the skill, or you do put the work in, but you overthink, right? You think yourself into the ground, into a hole. So now once you have an opportunity, you're just filled with thought. But in basketball, you cannot play the game with so much thought, right? And so now that's where you got to self-reflect. You got to say, what's stopping me from being able to have that trust with my teammates? Do they not see me in the gym? Am I overthinking myself into this hole? So now once I get opportunity, I can't capitalize on it because the amount of opportunity you do get in a game is minimal, right? And the number of times they will pass you the ball at this current point in time, if they're not passing you the ball, it's also going to be minimal. It's going to be low quantity, right? Which is why you got to make sure you put even more quantity into your individual workouts when you go and play pickup and all that stuff. So once you get that 1 or 2 chances, right, when you're playing in the game with your teammates, when they pass you the ball finally, you're able to make use of that. You're able to show them, oh, I could do this. But y'all got to understand, most importantly about this whole thing, they will never be able to believe in you if you don't even believe in yourself. Because the one thing you can't lie to yourself about is how hard you've worked, how much time you put into the game, how much time you put into your craft. And so if you know there's still more room for you to work harder, to be able to work smarter, invest more time into what you're trying to get better, then you can't believe in yourself because you know you left some wiggle room. You know you could have been a greater version of yourself now had you just simply sacrificed your present to invest into your future, which is why I always tell y'all, discipline or regret, you choose, right? So you got to be able to first develop that self-belief so that you could be able to partake in this action. You could carry out this action. And whether that's going to be you learning how to shut your brain off and stop thinking so much and just do, right? And trust the work that you put in, or you just have to actually put more work in because you haven't put enough work in, right? You haven't put the max amount of work in that you've done.
Baby? What it do, baby?
Yo, Doofus, appreciate that sub. Appreciate that sub, Doofus. I don't even know if you're in the chat. That's from a video, but appreciate that sub. But yeah, that's all it really boils down to. If you're not able to do that, shit, like you're not going to get the ball passed to you. You're not going to have those opportunities like we're talking about. So that's all it really is. Is it true I need to work more in the gym to be better physically in basketball? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You'll reach a threshold where your physical skill and what you're able to do on the court will tap out. You know what I'm saying? Like there's going to be things you can't reach. There's going to be things you can't do because you haven't invested into your body, right? You haven't allowed yourself to get functionally strong in the game of basketball. So that goes from your head to toe, right? There's going to be so many things that you could do better, right? There's going to be so many things you could do better if you do invest into your body. You develop that functional strength. So there's going to, like I said, there's going to be a threshold. And so you're going to end up getting there, or you could decide to actually go act now and not wait till you get to that point, till you hit that plateau of, oh, I'm just doing this skill, but I need to really improve my game. And on top of that, right, for me, for example, by properly training off the court in the weight room, that's what allowed me to get my vert up by about 7 inches. That's what's allowed me to make that big of a jump, to improve that much. the training, the weights, of course, but most importantly, the structure of how I use plyometrics. This shit is different. It's some different shit that I got. When I drop this program, right, probably going to be next summer. But once this program drops, the way I'm able to structure my plyometrics and match that shit up with the weight room, and then also be able to leave some wiggle room for you to get skill work in throughout the day, if, like, you know what I'm saying? That shit's going to change the game. It's going to change all y'all's game. All y'all, I can guarantee, is going to get everybody at least 5 more inches on their vert. You just follow along with what I put out. If you stay disciplined, not just with the workouts, right? Because I'm going to drop my vert program with the nutrition program. Because the ability for your body to build adaptations, it's a 24-hour cycle. That shit don't stop once you leave the gym and work out for about 90 minutes or 75 minutes, whatever it might be. It don't stop there. It does not stop there. You got to make sure you feed your body the right stuff, the right nutrients, so you could be able to build this new muscle. And what my program does, it changes your physiology, shifts how your body is able to use type 2 muscle, fast twitch muscles, and then type 1. And then so at the same time as to which you're also getting better at jumping, you're also going to get faster. You're going to get quicker. And you're also going to be playing lower and gaining that functional strength. So now it's like, oh shit, I'm really a mover right now. You know what I'm saying? Like there's going to be so many things that's going to be unlocked. But yeah, I don't even know where that started, the physical part of the game. Yeah, I realized the game, I don't know how to go pro. I mean, you may be thinking too far, Kelvin. You may be thinking too far in advance, too far ahead, right? Just think about what you're doing now, and think about what you may need to do next. If pro is essentially your ultimate end goal, think about what you just need to do next. Take baby steps. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes we gotta become like we're kids again, and have the naiveness of the future, and simply think now and next. Now and next. All right, where am I now? What do I need to improve on? All right, what's the next thing I need to do? We need to have that level of naiveness in terms of the process, in terms of journey, and just improving. And so instead of thinking what I must do now and then what I must do in 6 months or a year, that's what's gonna cause y'all to have anxiety. Y'all gonna develop a great deal of anxiety, stressing yourself out over things as to which you cannot control right now. But you can control it right now if you think next and then partake in the necessary actions that's going to lead you to where you want to be, you know? And so ultimately the key when it comes down to this all, now, next, right? You must always know where your goal is, but don't allow your mind to stay there for so long. Don't allow yourself to stay there for so long. Just understand, okay, what must I do next that could lead me directly to where I want to be? And that's where you begin to look at the processes of people who are where you want to be. And so say it's somebody like Kobe. If you want to take your game to its maximum level, be the best version of yourself you possibly can, what was his process like, right? What was he doing on a day-to-day basis? Not a month-to-month or year-to-year, right? Day-to-day, right? What was he doing? Then now you uptake his habits, you uptake his process, and that process is bound to lead you to where you want to be. So a lot of y'all forget it's not about where I want to get. It's about the process that I must partake in, you know, that I must go on to then get there. It's about the habits that you build, right? And so like look at the habits, look at the steps, look at the process, and then now you could be able to get yourself to your max level. I need that nutrition stuff. I gain weight for shit. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Some people, it depends on your metabolism, depends on how much you work out. But at the same time, eat until you're 80% full. I'll tell you to do this right now, 11 Hoops, right? Eat until you're 80% full. Do not eat until you're full. Never eat until you're full. Eat until 80%. That's something I heard from, I was watching a high level conversations, 19 Keys. I forgot what episode it was. I remember the dude's face, but I forgot his name though. They was talking about nutrition and talking about health and shit. But he had said a Japanese phrase. It was called hara hachi bu, means eat until 80%. Eat until 80%. I guarantee you're going to probably lose weight off of that. Not even working out more, just off of that. Instead of eating everything that's on your plate and then just eat until you can still feel good. You know what I'm saying? You still like, you can still get up and you can feel good. You know what I'm saying? So I'll say that. Saying I have yet to call the FanDuel 1800 number. What is the best way to overcome the daily disappointment found in the league? FanDuel 1800 number, bro. I can't tell you shit about that, bro. I cannot help you when it comes down to that, bro. You on your own, my guy. I'm 14. I've been trying to get my vert up. I just grabbed a hanger for the first time today, but I'm trying to dunk. I don't know how to properly plan my workout and what workouts. I could tell you this now though, I got vert workouts on my membership tab, $6 a month, DOR membership, you know what I'm saying? So I literally put a workout or two up there every week. I'm about to post another workout on there today. It's the second level of a progression to a 2-foot bounce isolated drill. Then I also have some 1-foot bounce stuff in there. I have some workouts even here in the Discord. This is the free shit I just got sitting in the Discord. This is some free shit I just got sitting in the Discord. I got some shit sitting in the Discord. And it's a workout structure right here. Literally, like, hold on. That shit's really crazy. I got a whole workout structure right there. Right there. That was the workout structure I had, the lift structure I had. Probably that got me like my first 5 inches or so on my vert. This is the structure that I had. And then I had another other half of the workout, but that's my plyos, and that stuff is a lot harder to be able to show y'all how to layer, and I'm really saving that for when I drop my vert program. But this is how I literally had this shit structured. You said how to plan it and whatnot. Join the Discord. You go to the workouts tab. My lift structure, literally put this shit up in November. This shit is February. Shit will age forever. But yeah, 4 different type of sets of workouts you can do right here. And then I have workouts that I literally put in right here as well. So, but the stuff in terms of plyos and whatnot, I don't have, the plyos are only on my membership tab. And that's the stuff that's actually jumping, teaching mechanics and whatnot. So yeah, I got this shit right here. Discord link is right there pinned in the chat. If you do not see it, it's pinned in the chat. Join the Discord right there. So yeah, I may just drop some videos in here as well. Like I low-key just need to start recording some shit because I work out every single day. I work out every day. Like I kid you not, I wake up about 4:20, 4:30. Then I hit the gym, do my little morning routine. Boom. Change my clothes, brush my teeth, wash my face, fix up my hair, meditate for a cool like 5 to 10 minutes, and I hit the gym every single day. Like I've been doing the same routine for years. You know what I'm saying? For years. It's just that I don't record the IRL stuff because it doesn't. There's already so much of the IRL shit already going on that if I put my imprint on that right now, I will not be able to do as much shit when it comes down to the film. When I come down to what I'm doing right here, wouldn't have the time and energy for it. And if I'm gonna do IRL shit, I'm not gonna half-ass it. I'm gonna make it the highest quality I can. And so that's gonna take away time from being able to stream and do these breakdowns, right? So while y'all can see already so many people doing that stuff, the workout stuff and all that stuff, like hooping and shit, I'm gonna give y'all some shit y'all don't get anywhere else. So, but yeah, right here in the Discord workout section. What advice would you give to a young Cooper that has aspirations of playing basketball at a high level? You got to work hard. You got to work harder than your competition. If I had to leave it as simple as anything, work harder than all your competition. You know what I'm saying? You just got to simply work harder. Especially if you're younger, you have your body's ability to recover is even better because you're young. So you just got to work harder. You know what I'm saying? Work harder. And then as you work harder, you'll begin to question and say, all right, how could I work smarter? And then you'll be like, okay, this is how I could work smarter. This is what I must do. Then you're going to continue to learn from more people, have more questions, all these little stuff. So boom. So yeah, I'll keep it as simple as that. You got to work harder than everybody. In time, you're going to work smarter. And also do what you do best. Don't try to be anybody else. Be yourself. Be yourself. That's the most important part. Be yourself. I want to gain weight though, not lose it. Well, essentially, what I can guarantee is that you have some bad weight on you. And so what you're going to do if you eat till you're 80% full, as you should, is that you're going to just have enough nutrients and not just store excess. You're just going to eat as much as your body needs. And you're not going to eat to the point where you have excess nutrients, you have excess carbs and fats just getting stored in your body, right? And so essentially what you're doing is you're leaving fat on your body. What purpose does fat really serve? Especially when it's in excess. It's only a detriment to yourself and your health. So you got to cut that shit out. You know what I'm saying? You got to cut that shit out your diet. So if you just eat till 80%, naturally you'll begin to cut down some fat. You'll keep the muscle because that's a necessity. But ultimately, what you got to do is cut down the nutrition right now. Definitely gonna work on the 80% full thing. I'm clearing my plate. That's how I was raised. Yeah, that's another problem too. I was raised the same way. Like, oh, finish all your food, or not completely, but more so it was finish your food, but like my parents were like, okay, you can save it for later. You know what I'm saying? That was like always in the back pocket. But ultimately, like, I always knew that it was split between the two, and at times you would just eat until you're full just to eat everything. But that should be fucking you up, bro. Katie, one for John Morant, please. I got a couple, but yeah, I could keep that note in. And Kijo, this is maybe the last few questions. Test on my form shot before shooting outside just to see my jumpers getting better now. I just get easy 10 switches. Because I don't train. Did you watch? Hey, Kijo, did you watch my last stream? I don't even know if I responded, but I watched your shit last stream. I don't know if I responded. I'd be forgetting, but and I need to peep Buddy's video right here. Hold on. Buddy say from Lithuania. I don't know what the fuck that says. He said ignore it. It's a Lithuanian language. All I look, what I would say about this, look. You're doing too much, my guy. You're doing too much. I ain't gonna lie. Hold on. He said, what you think about my form? This is my form. Don't mind before and after. What do I think about your form? You're trying to shoot like Jason Tatum. Let me ask you one thing, right? Hold on. I may make a clip out of this. Y'all gotta understand, right? Did you put this in the other video? Look. Okay, so look. So you sent me this video of your own form, right? And essentially, what are you trying to do with this form? And so, hold on, let me. Thanks for the advice. Yeah, is there any other questions? Like anything specific, Kijo? Is there anything specific? Because I'm just trying to understand how exactly this is, right? Okay, he did put his video in here. Okay, he did. Okay. That's what it is, right? So understand, right? Y'all really gotta understand this. Like, this is for all hoopers. Like, all hoopers. Like, it don't matter who you are, right? So y'all see Jason Tatum shoot like this, right? You see his form, right? So what makes you think that you as a hooper could go and try to shoot exactly like Jason Tatum, knowing damn well that he is 6'8", 230 with a completely different anatomy. His arms are different. His bone sizes are different. His muscle is different. And now you, as a maybe 14, 15-year-old, you're going to decide to replicate his shot. And so why would you try to shoot like Jason Tatum, knowing that you are different down to the atom? Your jump shot will not work. There may be one thing within his jump shot that may work for you, but the entire thing and trying to mimic him, they're trying to be too detailed, one. And his jump shot is oriented towards his body, too. And so once you begin to understand that just as a player, right, as a hooper, you could take one or two things, but the whole thing, no, that shit's not going to work. We're different down to the atom. Like every single, like down to the cell, like bro, the molecule, we're different. So you can't shoot exactly like them. So maybe you could take the hand placement. Maybe you could take elbow. Maybe you could take the base, right? If there's anything, I would say to take Jason Tatum's base. He has a really good base. But aside from that, like, it probably will not work. So all I gotta say, I went down the same path though. Y'all gotta understand, right? I went down the same path where I was like, oh, let me just try to shoot like this player. Let me shoot like that player. Let me shoot like that player. And then I got myself to the point I was like, I don't have a consistent jump shot. I don't know what my jump shot is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what my jump shot is. How the fuck do I shoot? How am I gonna shoot best? I had no clue. And I sat there, I was like, I'm going between all this different shit because every single time I tried to incorporate all the fundamentals and the nuances of one jump shot, I abandoned the ones that already did work with the one that I was using, right? And I just incorporate some other stuff, but then some things in that new one does work, but other things don't, so it's not consistent. And so it's hard to even be consistent when you're always trying to switch it up, right? You can't always switch it up. You got to figure out what your jump shot is, right? That's the most important thing when it comes down to being a shooter. And really one of the simplest ways is that you could just go and decide to form shoot for a long ass time. Teach yourself how to make a shot, and then your body's going to grow accustomed to what you must do to make that shot. So if you're always missing a shot left, right, I got to push it right. And then you got to think, okay, maybe my elbow, right? Boom, push my elbow in. All right, if I'm shooting super flat, what I must do? All right, I got to follow through, finish my shot higher, right? All right, boom, if I'm shooting too strong, I have a bad touch. All right, I got to learn how to control my touch, get the ball in the air for a little longer, put the ball higher, and instead of putting the ball out. Like there's little things like that. You know what I'm saying? That you will have to adjust in real time instead of just trying to mimic somebody's jumper. So with all that said, I'm pretty sure we good with the Discord. But let me just double check. We low-key an hour into the stream. I did not anticipate answering questions for an hour, but fuck it. We here. All right, got that. Let me just double check. Oh, this last question. And let me respond to buddy. Let me respond. Boom. I responded around 38. I got one more question. There's one more question. Buddy asked me again to call. I was too busy on the weekend. So they're talking about again as it applied to me. But he said to stay in the deficit and hoop to get abs. Do I need to do ab exercise for it to get abs? What's gonna happen is that when you do the workout or once you begin to lose the fat, you will see the shape of your abs, right? That your abdomen. You'll begin to see the shape of it. And then where the workouts come in is to build the overall stability. Essentially, it's not for the look, but it's for the functionality. Y'all got to understand that, right? When it comes down to all hoopers, right? It's not about having these nice chiseled abs like you're some sort of bodybuilder or anything like that, right? What it really comes down to is having your abs for its functionality and not for its look. So building your core for rotational strength, building your core for anti-vertical flexion, all those little details when it comes down to your core, that's what you must train for, and not just to do crunches just so you could get good abs or do these little sit-ups and shit like so you can get abs. Learn things that are oriented towards actual functional strength within your core. If y'all need workouts, I got some even in my Discord, but overall that's the goal of it all, to have functional strength and not to have the look. So you want me to Discord? I'm looking for that lift structure where it says set 1, set 2, etc. What does that mean? Like different days? Hold on, let me check right quick, and let me respond to him. Responded. I really should just do a copy and paste on this shit, no cap. Let me see right quick exactly what you're talking about. Used to change my shot every other week. Now I stuck to it 4 years, and so it's been consistent. Exactly. What I did at one point, I was just like, man, I'm just gonna make sure my base feels solid, and then boom, I'm gonna get to it. So look, these could be different days, like different ways you could structure the workout on different days. So like for one day, set one this is a set for one whole lift session. This is another set for an entire lift session. This is another set for an entire lift session. This is another set for an entire lift session. And the lift should maybe take like 30 minutes, 35 minutes if you're just being efficient with the time between your sets as well. So when it comes down to all this, it's different days. It's not, oh, this is the first workout. That's fucking OD. That's some military shit right there. If I told y'all to do all this, set 1, 2, 3, 4, goddamn, I've been trying to train y'all for the army or some shit. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy though. You know what I'm saying? Just one of these, right? One day I'm gonna do this. All right, next day I'm gonna try to set the second set. All right, maybe, boom, I'm gonna try a 4th set this other day, and kind of find workouts that you could even throw in for the quad workout or calf workout, anything like that. So it just provides a structure, because I know some of y'all may know some workouts, but you don't know how to put them in and into your actual routine. So that's me right now. I'm trying to keep the rotation on the ball consistent, because when I shoot, it might not have rotation. Another time, it would be perfect rotation, so my shot's been off. Yeah, that's that inconsistency, bro. That inconsistency. You just need to find some shit that just work for you, right? With all the things as to which you've made already kind of been. I would also say this. Well, hold on. Before I even get to finish that thought, right? When it comes down to shooting, the best way you could fix your shot is to look at the root. That's the best thing you could do, because understand, right? You got to understand this, right? A lot of y'all have problems with shooting because you don't know what problem to solve first, right? And understand, when you shoot, it's a sequential action. It's a flow, right? So from start to finish. So if you have a problem with your follow through, right? But you don't have, say you have a problem with your follow through, right? You flare your say your problem is you flare your hand out, right, when you shoot a shot on that follow through, right? And so now you think, all right, I just got to get up here and go like this. But in reality, your problem might be the fact where your elbow starts when you're going into your shot. And so what could cause you to flare your hand out when you finish is when you catch the ball, you may have your elbow out like right here, right? And so what that may now lead to is the ball being here and then boom, you're flailing out. Instead of you thinking your elbow's already here and then you just flail out the last second. If that's the case, you have terrible shoulder stability. You need to work on that, right? But when you look at shooting as a whole, you got to think, what's the problem and where does the problem originate, and not how does the problem finish. So for example, it could be another thing like with your base, right? You think once you get in the air in your shot, you feel unbalanced, your shoulders are moving, but what if your base, your feet aren't wide enough? What if your feet are too narrow? What if you don't start with a good base, like with your hips loaded and you're on the balls of your feet, right? So now that could throw off your balance. And so when you're trying to really fix your shot, don't think the end problem. Think, all right, where does it even start? Where does this problem begin? Retrace all the actions, all the movements within your shot, and then say, oh, this is why my fucking elbow is out. You know what I'm saying? Or, oh, this is why I feel off balance when I'm in the air, why my shoulders are shifting. Little things like that. You got to really look at the root and not the fruit. God, things this breakdown about to be catastrophic. It's not. And we about to get to it right now. This shit feeling like them Twitch days and all, you know what I'm saying, how this shit starting out. But look, we about to get to it right now. I just pulled up the clips. We about to get to it right now. I got everything. I already answered all the questions. So we about to get to it. Hold on. Bomb. Hold on. It's not that bad, Jason. Trust. It's not. I just got to speak. I got a couple things, you know what I'm saying, I got to say about the roster, you know what I'm saying, the GMs, the organization, not the players really. It's the organization, not the players. I don't blame the players at all, especially like a VanVleet. Get your cheese, my boy. Get your cheese. You know what I'm saying? But Dillion Brooks, get your cheese, my boy. Get your cream, you know. But overall, it's like, okay, I got the organization. That's who I got a question. Let me post this on the gram. Yo, I got a clip on Instagram going stupid. That shit, I got a KD video. That shit is at 2.7 million views. That's my most viewed clip, like individual clip. Or yeah, that's my most viewed anything. 2.7 million. Wow, that's crazy. Let me find a good. All right, boom. Let me get this posted up right quick. Better. You said how to be a better interior defender. Give me one sec. Let me get this post on the gram right quick. Let me get this. Boom. Jalen Green live breakdown. Boom. I ain't gonna lie, we locked in. Hold on, let me get boom. By the way, boom. Got a cool like 8.5 minutes of clips, by the way. 8.5 minutes of clips, but 8.5 minutes worth of gems. There we go. All right, let me see what y'all saying before we get started to the breakdown. Bro, you know how all of this is like a gift, or you just have? Hold on. Is it like a gift you have, or is it years of research, bro? It's years of research. People, it's not like I just woke up and I just been, oh, this is that. I like on my day to day, that shit it's jam packed start to finish. Like I'm probably gonna leave here. I'm gonna go eat my dinner. Probably watch not just any show. I'll probably watch like some sort of documentary to where I could be able to uncover parables that allow me to live my life at a higher level, right? Right now, I'm watching Coach Prime on Amazon Prime. So that's kind of crazy. I just realized this shit's on Amazon Prime, on Prime Video, Coach Prime on Prime Video. And so each episode, I'm just taking the parables away from that, so I could now learn more, and I could go be a prosumer, right? And so ultimately, all for me to say is that I'm gonna continuously throughout my day go and learn new things. Like I'm gonna go and have a study session, so that I could be able to improve my, not just my regular vert program, but my women's vert program. As we speak, I'm building a women's vert program, not just to understand, all right, how do I get better at jumping? How do I do this for us, for males? My goal, one of my ultimate goals, is to get the women's game dunking, and that shit's gonna happen. And you're gonna say, how the fuck? You're gonna see like a Juju Watkins come through lane one hand. You're gonna be like, how the fuck that happened? Pat did that. This is gonna be some shit like that, where there's a little shit I work on the side, you know what I'm saying? But all for me to say, my whole day is full of learning, full of living at my edge, whether I'm just sitting here watching film, but not just watching film. I'm learning new things from my film while watching the film. And I'm learning new things as I break down the film in real time. Because some things I just didn't peep the first time. And so it's all research, it's all learning, it's all experiment, but the research part is not just taking notes, it's actually going out and seeing what shit works and what shit don't. But how to be better interior defender. Interior defense depends on your actual frame. How tall are you? What's your wingspan like? What is your competition like? And like those little things, right? So what are we working with? So should you be more charge oriented, or should you try to actually go up there and contest some shots? Like, you know what I'm saying? How disruptive can you be? Or should we play the game on the ground or play the game in the air? If you're playing the game in the air, that's a different ball game than playing the game on the ground. Different type of reads, all these little different things. So it depends. Really depends. Let me know the specifics if you really do. But I remember I told you I remember you told me that shit. My mom did the same shit a couple days ago. Now I'm gonna have to, bro. Y'all you gotta start, bro. Damn, ACLs, bro. Damn, that shit's tough. It seems like the players have all progressed ever since the Rockets sort of fell out of contention. Only Amen Thompson and Jabari have been showing stride. Bro, Amen, that's how you say his name, right? Amen. But yeah, I was watching. I was like, yo, he's better than his brother, Asor. He's most better than Asor. Offensively, defensively, they're both like the same, damn near. But offensively, his movement and his ability kind of create is better than Asor. And so that's why he got picked. He was one pick ahead, right? If I remember correctly. And so I was watching that, and then Cam Whitmore, I was like, okay, Cam Whitmore got some balls to him. You know what I'm saying? He got some confidence. And so that's one thing you got to kind of just let him go. You got to let him do his thing. What's good, Castro? But nah. It's not gonna start with Jalen on the ground. It's gonna start with Dylan Brooks, my boy. It's gonna start with Dylan Brooks, and let's get to it. And let me even drop this in the Discord right quick. Let me put this in the Discord. Let me let niggas know this shit starting. Boom. Green. Breakdown. Starting now. All right, boom, let's get it. Even worse. Yo, low key. It's not that bad though. I ain't gonna lie though, Jason, you was right. They be chucking shit. Crazy, bro. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Motherfuckers is chuckers, bro. Big skinny interior defender. So you 6 foot, skinny interior defense. Yeah, we playing the charge game. You playing a charge game. And so I have a clip. You can find it definitely on my TikTok. On TikTok, it's a clip of Patrick Beverley against the Rockets. I think they played against the Rockets. It wasn't too far long ago. But there's a clip. It may have like 30, 40,000 views if you want to narrow it down. It's like it didn't pass 100. But 100K. So you could go see that clip, and there's one detail within there about ball pickups and timing charges and being able to read charges. So that's one thing you could do and understand positioning. That's a clip that could help you. When you start living like that, and what made you start? I started living for growth probably around 14, 15. Like my sophomore year. It was really after my freshman basketball season where I was like, yo, I'm just doing everything wrong. Like 8th grade, I had an epiphany. I was like, bro, you suck at basketball and you want to be able to make the NBA one day. What the fuck is you doing? So, all right, I was like, okay. Got me comfortable and kind of taking steps to where I was uncomfortable. And I was taking steps in the right direction, but I wasn't taking my full strides, you know what I'm saying, in the right direction. And so, I don't want to take too long with this because you need to get to this breakdown, but had that epiphany. Then after my freshman basketball season, I was like, yo, you still fucking suck. 8th grade, I averaged like 2 points a game. Freshman year, I maybe averaged 3 to 4 points a game. And I was like, yo, you sorry, you can't play in the game. Like, you could play in pickup a little bit, but in the game, you just sorry. So I was like, all right, that summer, freshman to sophomore year, locked in on shooting, got really good at shooting. That became my gravity. Sophomore year, maybe averaged like 7 points a game. You know what I'm saying? 6 points a game. And then, like, at that point, it was just continuously working. Then I had my AAU season. And then I was like, boom, I was averaging, like, towards the end, every single tournament, averaging like 15, 17 a game, like on 5 threes a game. And I was like, okay, this shit is really working. And what I never was able to fully, like, get and be able to fully, like, unleash and lock myself was playing in high school and understanding how to adapt to that environment until the very last game I played, which was I had like 22 or 24. I had like 6 threes, 7 threes, and I was playing like I did in AAU where I was averaging 15 to 20 a game. And I was like, damn, but this is our last game. It was the playoffs and we lost. And I was like, fuck. And I had enough throughout the season. Of course, film throughout the season. I had my little games where I had 15 and shit, like 16. Like I wasn't going off because all I had was shooting. All I could do was shoot. I couldn't dribble. I had no bounce. By the way, I had no bounce. No bounce. You may see me at bounce right now. I had no bounce back then. I taught myself how to jump. So all for me to say is like, boom, little epiphanies, little strides. And I was just like, bro, I always thought in the future. And what always scared me was being at a point in the future where I wish I did something, but now I can't go back in time, which is where the idea of discipline or regret came from. That was the question I put in my brain. Do you just want to sacrifice now so then you can get to where you want later, or are you going to just continue to bullshit now and never be able to get to where you want to be? That's what it came down to. And so ultimately, I chose discipline. And now here we are. About to hit 10K on YouTube, about to be at 70K on TikTok, about to be at 60K on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Continuously making strides, and this is just barely even getting my feet wet right now. You know what I'm saying? We just getting started. So, Kobe type-ish, a little bit. My inspiration, that's why I see Kobe up there. That's why I see Kobe up there. Number one idol, my idol right there. But yeah, let's get started though. Let's get started, right? Breakdown maybe take about a cool hour, but a lot of gems, though. A lot of gems. You got to understand, right? We talk about Jalen Green. I got some SGA clips in here for y'all SGA stands, SGA fans, and whatnot. But this is mostly about Jalen Green, the Houston Rockets, and how they're really holding back that nigga Jalen Green. How they're really holding it back. So, most important thing you really got to understand when it comes down to this, right? So, the Houston Rockets added not just Fred VanVleet in the offseason with the ball, but Dillon Brooks. And so when you think about the longevity of the Houston Rockets, their future, this move was a very bad move to make, because now what you do with these players is that you give them this. You give them opportunity, which now you give them opportunity to score. You take away the opportunity Jalen Green has to be able to figure shit out for himself and expose himself to mistakes. And so now Dillon Brooks, now he's just going to go and get his. And he's free to do so. He has the green light. They gave him the money for a reason. But all that for them to not be in contention for a playoff spot like they wanted to. First concept right there. I don't even want to talk about the play. I don't even want to talk about the shot selection. Nope. Push past it. Don't forget this. When you big time, I ain't gonna forget I can't forget the OGs. I've been trying to tell y'all this. I don't forget the OGs. You know what I'm saying? I still I remember, Shisu I remember, Cap I remember, Jason I remember, P I remember. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll always remember these things. Loving Hoops, you've been here for a minute, so it's like across platforms, by the way. So it's like I can't forget that. How could I forget my root? You know what I'm saying? Can't forget my root. But I would say this about Dillon Brooks though. This is crazy about Dillon Brooks. Not necessarily crazy, but he's the only person I see do this, right? You got to understand. This is the only person I've seen do this as a defender, and it's from Dillon Brooks. Y'all got to start putting some respect on his name, right? When he goes and contests shots, he's not doing that regular bullshit y'all do where he just put a hand in the face, be just, you know what I'm saying, bullshitting. What he's going to do is that he's going to literally give a hand-to-hand contest every single time because it's not a foul. And as a shooter, that's probably the most distracting, disruptive thing you could do. So now the result of the shot, oftentimes, it's an air ball out of Chet, who's shooting like 40% from three. That's a real contest. If you really want to disrupt the shooter, do that shit right there. Yo, what's good, Avanos? Avanos also been here for a minute, if I remember correctly. But now here with Jalen Green. Now, when it comes down directly to Jalen Green in his game, this is where he must continue to seek opportunities, right? Playing in transition, because his strength as a player is going downhill and attacking the rim. But with Fred VanVleet and Dillion Brooks, y'all got to also understand this. He's going to have less of these opportunities because when the person who has the ball, they have more people to look for. Having more people to look for now dial back the odds of him getting the ball for himself. So now he could expose himself to mistakes like this, to where I'm attacking Chet in the paint and I'm going off 1 foot trying to get around him, not realizing I may have to go off 2 and bump, or may go off my left and then bump with my right shoulder and finish left. Little things like that, because you can't correct habits if you haven't shown yourself to make it a habit, meaning doing an action multiple times. So only seeing this once may hold him back from making the corrections. Have you made preview videos on change of pace? I have, like, not necessarily like full on like start to finish change of pace videos, but my Luka ones got some clips. Like there'll be like bits of clips like within like probably all my streams about pace. Like some way, somehow, there'll always be something about pace. But that's something I also got to get better at, which is filtering out concepts to make it easier for y'all to find exactly what y'all want to get better at. So that's also something I'm trying to improve on right now too. So you can find it throughout some videos. You may even see it in the title and whatnot. So also this about Jalen Green too. I'm going to talk about his defense a little bit. I got a few clips defensively, right? And so on the defensive side of the ball, Jalen Green has potential, right? Especially when an offensive player doesn't know how to attack his defensive style, which in his case, when a player decides to make multiple moves, Jalen Green oftentimes does a great job at sitting on those moves and being able to make a play on the ball and get those stops. And so in situations like this, Jalen Green, great defender. But now when they decide to attack him with more poise, with more IQ, like they are about to right now, which is instead of guarding isolation, you got to guard a pick and roll, which takes more energy. This is where he really does get exploited, right? So you got the screen by Giddey. That's just no effort. That's just no effort. Like his effort levels and the number 0 are equivalent on this play. Look at Jalen Green. If you know you got to go over, why don't you already go over? I'm gonna talk about that more later, but that's you got to set yourself up to be in better position to get over a screen. And I'm gonna talk about that a little later, like I just said. Here too. This is what really pissed me off. Hey, Jason, how many times do you watch the Rockets and they run this set for Jalen Green? Because this is the only set they ran for Jalen Green, bro. It's the only set they ran for this man. Like where they gave him the ball and said, "All right, this is what we're gonna run for you to get to your spots." And this is quite goofy. Like when you really think about the play, right? I had to think about it. I was like, okay, Jalen Green was able to generate a solid look right there by Fred VanVleet, but that's not going to be helpful in terms of his actual growth as a player according to his strengths. Because understand this when it comes down to the set, right? When the ball gets here, what's going to happen when you understand personnel is that Jabari Smith is going to pop, Şengün is going to roll. And with the Şengün roll, you got Fred VanVleet on this left side so that Şengün could be able to hit VanVleet, who can knock down the shot, right? Because that's where the gravity is. But in Jalen Green's point of view, from his understanding of this play, right? Is this where you want him to is this how you're going to best utilize his strengths? Is this how you're going to allow him to be a downhill threat, to be a scorer like he really should be, right? But this set is really for gravity and not necessarily for Jalen Green and his ability to see the floor where he's kind of best, right? So this is kind of oriented towards him being a playmaker and not a scorer. So in my opinion, that's not a great set to run, and that's not the only time they ran the set. And this was the only set that they really had run for Jalen Green, outside of just like a pick and roll, drag screen, or a handoff. So only set. all this. You be thinking about this all this every time you hoop. Now I don't think it. Like I told y'all, what I do is when I watch the film, I slow it down so that I can comprehend it mentally. And anything I need to take so that I can implement into my game, I just put it into my subconscious and I let it go. Right? I let it go. So now I'm building the habit mentally so that I can produce the action when I see a certain thing happen in the game. Right? I'm not sitting here thinking about the entire thing as it goes along. Right? If it's something I need to change, boom. When I go hoop, it's already in my subconscious. Right? But if in terms of how to get better, you got to slow it down, break it down piece by piece. And then once you build it and bring it back together, you now form something even greater and stronger. So it's just the perspective you got to have on film as a whole. When I play in the flow and I hoop, I don't think that much. I just look for things and already got the answers. I already know what to look for and what tells me this and that tells me that. You know, so a lot of times, also a large portion of it is feel. I just play in the flow, not thinking about everything I do and trusting my gut. You know what I'm saying? That's something y'all can't really understand. Like trusting your sixth sense when it comes down to having a certain matchup or a certain defender. Sometimes you do need to get surgical, right? You do really need to get into nuances, but sometimes it's just like, all right, what do I feel when I'm right here in the pocket, when this player is right here in front of me? Also understanding help defenders, little things like that. But yeah. And also understand this too, right? This is Fred VanVleet missed this shot right here, right? Got this offensive rebound, and now Jalen Green gets it. You got two teammates right there within a 5-foot vicinity off an offensive rebound. So you got to think about how the defense is stacked up, right? As a matter of fact, the defense is not stacked up, and everybody's still not spaced. So to try and make it a go move right here is just not a smart thing to do because you don't know where anything is. So if you need a bailout, you don't know where the hell to throw the ball. So he just gets stood up, drive stopped. You don't got no attack. So at times like that, you just got to relax. Be like, oh, I don't got nothing. Let me reassess the floor. Let the floor get respaced, and then I go.
Fun guy, what's up, baby?
What it do, baby?
Yeah,
Yo,
what
shifty ACL. I ain't gonna lie, love of hoops. I don't know if that's a diss or some shit, but that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. I don't know. Don't throw me in the equation, but that's kind of crazy, love of hoops. That's kind of ironic. That's kind of ironic if you ask me. How do I get like that? Like what? Oh, like what I was saying in terms of mentally and just understanding, like implementing and just drilling things in. It takes a level of neuroplasticity and a great brain ability, your brain capacity. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what neuroplasticity is, let me just put it like this. Your brain capacity, like your mental capacity. And so that's why I do so many different things in different areas and learn about like different parts instead of just learning about basketball. You need that neuroplasticity, right? You need to improve that capacity. And so, of course, the easiest way essentially to hit it on the horn, just go play a lot of basketball and just think for yourself. Don't always try to seek something external to get your answers. Just spend time to yourself and think and find those answers on your own, right? Independent thought is the most powerful thing you could have. So I would even just say start there. Independent thought. Now, once again, defensively with Jalen Green, one thing he also does oftentimes is just he gets lackadaisical. He just gets lazy. He relaxes too much, right? Pass happens by Jalen Williams. Oh, shit. I relax as soon as he passed the ball. He got it right back. So now, underneath, I jump, right? That's the twitchiness that he has as a defender that you must take advantage of. But that's a whole different story. That's a whole different analysis that I really put in my notebook. But now right there, now they get that shot because he got into the paint, right? Once again, right, understand on this weak side, Jalen Green is guarding Lou Dort, right? And so guarding Lou Dort, he shakes up. Jalen Williams, they get in the same area. He forgets who he's even guarding. He just see a blue jersey, continues to move up. Jabari Smith was on Jalen Williams, now helps. And now Jalen Green is not even on his man no more. Because as a matter of fact, at that point in time, where Chet was right there with the ball picked up, had Jalen Green just stayed with his man, Chet would not have been able to see a Jalen Williams. He would have had to do a 180 and throw that ball. And by that time, somebody's closing out already. So he really gave up an open three right here. Even though it is Lou Dort who can't shoot, guess what? You got burned for making that mistake. Karma's a bitch. I for real feel this. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Like 10 minutes before, he was just talking about ACLs. That's kind of crazy. I gotta even understand this too. Look, now understand. If I was the Houston Rockets, right, I would not have got Fred VanVleet, not Dillon Brooks. As a matter of fact, I know we don't got our pick, but what I would have done is think about the future. And when it comes down to the future, who do you have? You got Şengün and you got Jalen Green. And if we did not have, not even gonna say we. This is a hypothetical. I'm not a Rockets fan. I'm just saying we as if I'm a GM or some shit, right? And so in this case, I would just run this action day and night. And in 2 years' time, 3 years' time, this will become an unguardable action. Because the amount they'll expose themselves to making mistakes and learning how to play with each other, this is the foundation for my franchise. Not trying to build and be mediocre for right now just because the sake of it. Fuck it, I got to tank. You know what I'm saying? I got to develop these players because I'm thinking long term because they could really be the future. And so now that's where our whole offense would be between those two players right there. You know, that's how I would rock with it. And get some good vets. Get some good vets around them. Oh yeah. Most def. Put them in contact with the right people. Like a Jalen Green. I'll be like, all right, you gotta talk to like a Gilbert. You know what I'm saying? You gotta start talking to like people who will just scores. You know what I'm saying? You gotta develop that mindset. Like I'll put them in touch and reach with those people. So like when it comes down to that, I don't think they're doing the right shit. What team you a fan of? Orlando Magic. You know what I'm saying? Orlando Magic, bleed blue type shit. Dort 40% 3-point shooter. On what? Two attempts a game, bro? I'm leaving them open. Maybe like 3 to 4, but like even then, like who you gonna leave? I'm leaving Dort open. I ain't gonna lie. Him and Giddy, I'm not gonna allow Chet. It really also boils down to this: who would you rather let score, let shoot? Right? You got Shea, you got Chet, you got Jalen Williams. They not cooking. I know they gonna cook. Josh Giddey, he getting left open. Lou Dort, I'll rather take that instead of a shot by Shea, Jalen Williams, or Chet. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. You're gonna have to beat us. Lou Dort, right? You may say, look, you gotta understand. Lou Dort may shoot 40%. You're gonna be like, oh, you gonna hit those. Is he gonna score 40 like Shea will? Like a Jalen Williams can? Like 35 like Chet can? Shit, you gonna have to do it. You gonna have to do that to beat me. You gotta do that to beat me, or make that one more, boom, swing that shit to a goddamn Josh Giddey. You know what I'm saying? You know what Josh Giddey is gonna do? Break that motherfucker. 34, the way he 33%. Shit, you gonna miss that shit. Fucker to break down love from London. Hey, appreciate that IQ. That's low-key a tough name. Hold on. That's a tough name. I don't think y'all really peeped that. His name is IQ. Like you on Spotify. And you slide the song to the right side, IQ. But IQ, you know what I'm saying? It's really a double entendre. That's a double entendre. But IQ meaning I and then Q don't really make no sense. So it might still be a double entendre, but it barely is the double entendre. So the more you play, you get higher neuroplasticity. I don't know how to spell. Yeah. Essentially, not necessarily that, but just think about your mental capacity, your ability to think. Right? Essentially, just think about it like that. Your capacity to think. And so what you got to do is be able to think for yourself. Because if you're always allowing external things to do the thinking for you, right? You're not going to be able to have the ability to generate thought. And so you got to be an independent thinker. And so I developed that really. That was something I developed when I was young. That was really like key to my growth. Like I kept like key. Because when I was a kid, my parents would just tell me, go to school, get good grades, and if you don't, you're in trouble, right? And so it kind of forced me at the age of 4, 5, 6 to have to figure out how I must do good in school and think my way through all these school problems, which was how I was able to maximize being in school, right? It was a skill I learned when I was a kid that I never even knew I even needed. And so I get to the point now, it's like, how the hell am I an independent thinker? Oh, I didn't need no tutor when I was a kid. I never asked my teachers for help. I just did this shit on my own. And so when I had a problem, I had to think my way through the problem, how to get myself to a solution. And so in time, this allowed me to be in various sectors, various areas. So now I could be able to think through all these different problems. I could be able to find the solution to a bunch of different problems. So regardless of what it might be, it's like, oh, this is what it is. Let me keep seeing. Let me get this. Let me get that. That was something I built. And so that, like, a lot of people may build up a handle, build up shooting, a feel for basketball when they was young. Me, I built up independent thought. And that's the most powerful thing you can have in this world. Independent thought. Because what question or what problem can you not find a solution to if you know how to think for yourself and know how to go about the research and the process of uncovering those problems, right? And finding those solutions. I'm telling you, man, that was the most powerful thing I done got. Not so crazy. I'm a Bulls fan. Y'all cooking right now though? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Bulls. Y'all motherfuckers. Y'all waiting for Lonzo, bro? Shit, I don't know how that shit gonna look next year, man. It's tough around there. Y'all should have been blew that shit up. Fuck it. Is it okay if I shoot on the rim and practice finishing on a rim that's about 9 feet tall? Because a lot of the time I don't have access to regulation rim. I mean, I would say if you don't have access to a regular rim, you got to work with what you got. Of course, it's not ideal, but I told y'all this last stream. When you maximize all the things that you have in life, when you maximize all your resources, the universe will bless you in ways you cannot expect. You will never be able to expect or never be able to predict, right? Because you're just using everything that's there, right? If this is all you got, if this is all essentially God gave to you, this universe is left for you, what can you, if you don't use what's there, how are you supposed to even get more? You're just going to sit back and play victim and do nothing, right? But you got to understand your actions will then produce your results. And if your actions show you want this one thing, then you'll be able to get something even more than that. So performance over potential. Yeah, I mean, essentially, potential, I don't like the word potential too much because it also boils down to what is somebody even thinking mentally and how much do they want for themselves. So it's like, all right, your potential is as much as what you think, as much as what you want for yourself. And so for me to say potential, I can't really say he has a lot of potential without understanding his mind as a human being, right? Has he already set limitations for himself? Does he have any goals going forward? Or was his goal only to make the NBA? Because if his goal was only to make the NBA, he's already made the NBA. So why would I think his potential is high when all he wants to do is just to make the NBA and he's already there? Like a Jordan Poole. He already feels his legacy is established. I don't need to do anything. I already got a ring. So what is Jordan Poole going to do? It seems as though he doesn't want to partake in the necessary actions to be great. He doesn't want to endure that stress. He doesn't want to have to carry that burden like a Steph had to carry that. But that's just wanting different things for yourself. So I can't really knock him for it if that's all you want. You know, of course we would want to see somebody do more, but we can't want more for somebody else than they even want for themselves. That's the key. That's where you just got to let go. That's where you just got to let go and say, all right, I'm going to let go and I'm going to grow and you going to grow in your own ways. And we're going to go our own ways. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it really boils down to. It's because I get more appreciation for the game. It's some more detail about the game. Please don't stop. We ain't stopping. I try to tell y'all, ain't stopping. You ain't stopping. The day you see me stop, you must know something catastrophic happened. If you ever see me stop, you know something catastrophic happened. Just know that. Will it affect my shot much? I'm not sure. I can't really tell. I can't really tell. I don't know. I don't know. You know, it's tough for me to say. I've never really shot a 9-foot rim, and I haven't really thought about it. So for me to say it would help or hurt right now without really putting much thought into it, it would be a faulted hypothesis, essentially. I'd really need to think about it. So I probably will think about that, but I'll let you know, though. I'll let you know. I need to go have fun. All right, I'll catch you, though, Loving Hoops. I'll catch you, though. This right here is a gem, though, on ball screens. Hold on, let me get some water, because this is tough. This is tough. Understand this. This is what, 0.5? I need to go 0.5 with this. 0.5, right? So understand, right? So when you're guarding ball screens, right? Or when you're guarding scores, let me say, right? When you're guarding a score, or any player, right? Any player that you're guarding. Yo, what's good, Wade? What's good? That was my first time hearing bro say you don't know something. Nah, I said it before. I said it at times, but it's like not too often. A lot of things I've really done thought about before. I'm gonna admit it though. I'm not gonna tell y'all a lie. I'm not gonna tell y'all some shit I don't know. You know, that's wild as fuck. They think I know everything. Shit, I don't know. I know closer to nothing. Y'all gotta also understand this. You will forever know closer to nothing than you will everything. And so that should always humble you in terms of your journey of life. You know? So but understand this, right? Guarding ball screens. This is the most vital thing. Not for rim work on attacking the rim. Yeah, indeed. But understand this, right? Anytime you guard a player, you must understand how am I guarding them on ball screens. And if you're guarding a scorer, most likely, like Jalen Williams, you're going to have to go over. So now watch Jalen Green guarding a player he must go over on, right? The first step that he takes is backwards. If you want to go over, why would the first step you take go back? That's only putting you in a worse position, because now what you have to do is go up. You got to be efficient in your movement. So by the time he's already clearing that screen, you could slide through the gap that was already there, even be able to blow it up and force him to go more out left instead of being able to get off the screen so tight and get into a shot. That's why it's so important to understand movement in ball screens. You got to get yourself up so you can slide over. A lot of people just be lazy saying back drop, back don't. Efficiency is key. Now peep Shea. Told you I got like a three, 4 clips about Shea. 3, 4 clips, right? About 3, 4 clips. Right? Understand this though, right? From start to finish, right? I need y'all to stay with me, right? It's about to be layered. Start to finish. So, look, you got Shea in this weak side corner, right? Dillon Brooks already anticipating this action. And so if Dillon Brooks already anticipating this, if Shea just runs off the screen right now, it's way too predictable. Brooks is gonna blow it up, right? So what does Shea do? Fake the back door, so now he gets caught underneath Isaiah Joe, and now he forces the switch and has Fred VanVleet on him, right? And so this is a big switch because Dillon Brooks is much taller. So once he gets into a shot, it's going to be a better contest. But most importantly, though, with Shea, not a lot of y'all give him enough credit. Not him, right? Not enough of y'all give credit to his screeners and his teammates that get him open. Because with Jalen Williams here, he's setting a back screen right now. But what is he going to do? Flip this to the base to send Shea to the sideline. And that's going to force Fred VanVleet to now trail the play. And now Shea, he's just attacking Şengün. Fred VanVleet trying to chase from a different angle. And now he can pull up over the top. And that's a Fred VanVleet hand that he does not see, opposed to a hand that could have been a foot or two higher if that was Dillon Brooks. So, boom, right there, bucket by Shea. 2 things y'all really got to understand. Setting up screens, manipulating positioning, forcing switches. And then those screens. The screener needs IQ. The screener, a big man, needs screening into IQ, right? Learning when to flip a screen and when to set a screen to this side or to that side, right? That ability is extremely vital. They'll get so many guards open. Right here with Jalen Green too, though. Right here with Jalen Green. This is the attacks I like to see out of Jalen Green, right? To where now he's going left. Boom, brings that back. Because on that left side, there's really no space. You got 2 sitting over here, and there's only 1 shooter in Fred VanVleet, right? So if you want to attack the rim where he's best, he don't got nothing. So he ends up going back to this right side, right? And now he gets into this pull-up. And this is also where the Rockets have hurt him in terms of his growth. You got to understand. Because this is really the only time he's only had a few opportunities, right? He's only had a few opportunities in the pick and roll throughout this game. And so with Jalen Green now having less touches and less opportunity, it'll be harder for him to differentiate when he should attack or how he should attack, and being able to be consistent in those attacks and use his gravity. And so when he gets here, he's always going to seek out this space to get into a shot. But if he was able to utilize pace and understand those intricacies of the game against a drop coverage, right, by having more opportunity, he could have got a much better shot than this. Much better shot, right? And so essentially, of course, he could learn from this alone, but some players need to see certain things multiple times for them to say, oh shit, this is a problem. I must adjust this. I must fix this. Now Dillon Brooks. I want to talk about Shea right here too, right? Hold on. This was Shea. I want y'all to peep this with Shea, right? So as Shea's been scoring 30 points a game, this has become one of his signature moves, right? But if y'all want to add that to y'all bag, y'all got to understand this one thing, right? You got to understand this. This is one of the most important parts, right? Let's let him get closer to this free throw, the top of the key, right? Understand, right? When Shea begins to get into that pickup, understand the time he picks the ball up, right? Cross step, boom. Now he picks the ball up while he's already created that space, right? Understand, right? You got to really understand, because it's also what it's going to layer to, right? And so after Shea decides to take this cross step, at this point, he still hasn't even picked up the ball, right? He could hesitate, he could counter, and he's not going to shoot until he's already created that space, right? To show him, oh, I can pull this over the top. And so if a defender already decides to jump out and close up that space early, he could counter, right? And so at this point in time, it gives Shea enough time to read how the defender is going to guard the move. Are they still sagging back? Now, if they're still sagging back, I could just get straight to the balls of my feet, shot over the top quick, right? Bucket. That's important. The ball time. The timing is what you pick that ball. If you pick that shit up too early, it's probably going to be a travel. Or you're going to be stuck. Because all those other steps he was taking in that area while he was creating that space. But Fred VanVleet too. Look. Understand, look at Fred VanVleet right here, right? This is where vets are vital, though. This is where vets are important, right? And so, although Fred VanVleet does take a shit ton of shots, you still do need a good vet that'll get you in good positions. And so, what Fred VanVleet's going to do here, right, turns his head, right, sees who's down the floor. Who's down the floor? Jalen Green's in this corner. He points out to that left side. And what does that now do for Jalen Green? He lifts up to that wing. And now, lifting up to that wing from the corner, this now shows that that corner is empty, one, so there's going to be no dig there. And on this weak side coming in transition, there's no help. So where does Jalen Green go, right? Boom, rip through to that left side. And now he's able to get to where he's best, which is in the paint. Those attacks, those timely attacks, putting him in position is vital. And so if you don't have a Fred VanVleet, I would just got a vet point guard. You know what I'm saying? I would have said, fuck it. If we going all the way, just get somebody going to pass the rock and get him in good position. I'm going to get Facundo Campazzo, if that's how you say his name. I would have said fuck around and got him at the point guard or some shit like that. You know, somebody who's not going to always seek to score. Somebody who's going to be able to get the offense run, get the ball to who it needs to, play with no ego, and just be happy to be there. And Loki Shea does the same shit. Look, y'all got to even understand. Y'all got to understand. This is defensive habit, right? Shea has the ball. He's dribbling up from that corner, right? And so Dillon Brooks at this point in time continues to guard and send him to that baseline. But why continue to send him to that baseline when you have no help in that corner and that weak side help is also deactivated with this big all the way up here? So you have no rim protection. So Shea goes baseline, boom, he draws that foul, and now he's getting more points, right? Those attacks right there, lifting up from that corner to that wing. Defenders don't flip and send middle, right? Because all the help is towards that middle because the defensive principle is no middle. So they continue just to do the same shit, not take into account all the other stuff. And here too, let me talk about Cam Whitmore and Amen, right? Right quick. You know what I'm saying? They came into the game and I was like, hold on, they already got some pieces. You know what I'm saying? They already got some pieces. And so when you even look at Houston as a whole, it's not just Jalen Green that's hurt and is able to, whose growth is stunted. It's also the Cam Whitmore, Amen Thompson. Because you got to understand this about someone like Cam Whitmore. You see him hoop. First play of the game, he come in, shot, hit. He don't give a fuck. He plays with no conscience. Like, if you let him rock, he going to score it or rock. Right? And so first play, like I said. Hey, Jermaine, appreciate that sub. First play of the game, knocked down that three. He ain't even break a sweat. Right? Now you come back down to this other side. Now you got Amen Thompson, right? He's a little better than his brother. I'm going to keep it a B. Offensively. Defensively, they're the same. But defensively, he has an IQ, right? Behind the play, right? A lot of players here, they'll just give up. They'll say, I'm not going to do this no more. It's too much work. But what he does now, right? Since Jabari Smith does a great job of just holding up Shea, Amen comes up from behind and is able to hollow him out and now reach around and get that block, right? He really could be a high-level defender alongside it with his brother. And so now you get back to this other side, 3 straight possessions. Amen now to Cam, and now he's getting that too. You already got some pieces you could build around with Jalen Green, Alpin Şengün, but they just decided to put Brooks and also put in VanVleet, which is now, in the long term, hurting your team. I think more of the young guys have a lack of love for the game because capitalism, money, games come about money and not just about the game itself. You know, it's similar. It's the same thing. It's just like rap. It's like hip hop. You know, hip hop was rooted from the basis of using it as a form of expression, as an outlet from all the things that are going on within the world. And now it's come down to something where everybody wants to rap just because they see the lifestyle that's within it. And now people are seeing the same thing with basketball. It's super similar, right? They see the lifestyle of the players, they see the amount of money on their contracts, and it's like, oh, this is an easy way for me to be able to get money. But it's not. It's not. It's just so funny. It's not. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people wanna they dream of having more, but they don't want to do what it takes to get there. You know, so when it comes down just to hoops, it's money. Really, it's boiled down to the same shit: money. Capitalistic society, capitalistic world. So you see people starting to make a lot of money doing one thing. Everybody wants to do it just because they think money is everything, but money is not everything. And once you actually get money, it's like, oh shit, what's my actual mental health looking like? You know what I'm saying? How do I feel on a day-to-day basis? Am I even content and joyful in my life? Now, of course, having money could alleviate stress and brings you something less you have to worry about. But at the same time, though, when it even just comes down to having money, there's multiple ways you can make money in this world. And it's not just through playing a sport, right? It's not just money that people want. People also want fame. People want to be seen. But when you realize being seen is not everything, that shit really don't matter for real, bro. It really don't matter. So I'll say those two things, money and fame. But here too, like I said, right? So now you got Amen, and I can even see him being a point guard, right? He could really be a point guard, essentially, if you give him the opportunity to do so. But you put somebody alongside like Fred VanVleet, and now no knock on Fred VanVleet. Let me make this clear. No knock on VanVleet and Dillon Brooks. They went to go get their money, especially Fred VanVleet. He already won a ring, right? He's already done one. Now I'm going to just get my money. No knock to him for taking the opportunity. I'm questioning the organization, right? I'm questioning them. Because you're now hurting your future by trying to invest into the now, which is not really going to get you nowhere, right? And so you should really blame your past selves for your mistakes, for making certain trades and giving up certain things, but now continue to move forward and think bigger picture and stop thinking so much in the present, right? And so now Fred VanVleet is taking a shot, one pass into the possession because he has the green light because he got the money. He got the green light because he got the green. I didn't even realize that. You get the green, you got the green light, man. Another shade clip, right quick. Oh, I haven't meant to click loop all. I don't know what the fuck that shit gonna do, but hopefully that shit don't fuck up the breakdown. All right, but repeat this though, right? This is a scorer's mindset. This is how you attack, right? Look. This is isolation manipulation. So Shea has Cam Whitmore on him, right? And so at this point, that right there, that turn of the head, he scans the floor. He sees Jabari Smith stacked up right here on this elbow. So that means I can't go right even if I wanted to. So what is he going to do, right? He's going to tell Lou Dort to leave, because by telling Lou Dort to leave, it's going to deactivate Jabari Smith as a help defender. And so what is Shea now going to do? He's going to hit you with a tween going left and then hit you with another tween going right, just to get himself through that gap that he just set up and getting himself straight underneath the rim one-on-one. And now he's getting to the free throw line once again. Strategic attacks, man. Strategic attacks. Strategic. That's a bar for real. I ain't gonna lie, I just realized that shit. I wish I would have said that shit off top, bro. But I thought of it after I said it. I was like, damn. But understand this. I want to talk about Amen right here too, right? Understand. Amen's got Cason Wallace right here, right? He's going down to his block. Shea gets into the middle of the floor. Jabari Smith has Isaiah Joe, but guess what he does? Ball watch. Shea now sees Joe in the corner. But what does Thompson do, right? What does Thompson do? This just shows his potential, because he really had no business having to go out there and contest that shot. He really shouldn't have done so, right? Because this man's down here. A lot of players would have just stood there and been lazy. Thompson, oh, different thing. Different thing. Gets out there, gets a hand up. Isaiah Joe misses that shot. He really got that miss. That's the plays that don't get put in the box score that should. And that's what represents a good defender. And now here too. This is really threw me off about this, bro. Look, I was like, okay, I understand, right? Look, let this other clip start when we're already at 0.67, right? Look, I understand when you have VanVleet, Dillon Brooks on the floor and whatnot, and Şengün, Jalen Green may not get as many touches. But you could at least play Jalen Green with the second unit and just let him rock. But with the second unit, you put out Aaron Holiday, Cam Whitmore, Jabari Smith, Ahmed Thompson, and Jeff Green, right? If I didn't say his name already. You put those players out, where you could put out your best offensive player, your best offensive talent, your best offensive talent on the floor, and allow him to be able to have the touches and be able to learn from his mistakes and just go out there and play and hoop, right? And despite the fact that they did score on this possession, they played this unit for about 6 minutes of the game, about 6 minutes of the second quarter, and until Jalen Green would check in. You know, I understand this. I'm talking about some stuff with our man as well. He was doing some good shit, so I had to peep, right? Understand, right? So a lot of y'all non-shooters, y'all get guarded like this, right? Understand. Look, our man on his defense is crazy. I ain't gonna lie, yeah, they both of them. That crazy thing is they both got defense, bro. They both got straps. Pause. They both could lock down on defense. But look, understand though, right? Look, a lot of y'all non-shooters, y'all get guarded like this, right? And you decide to settle for a three and play into the defense's game. But this is something you can add to your bag to prevent that, right? Play with some pace when you get down here. Get to some skips maybe so you can set up a move like this, right? Boom, go, spin. That one lunge step, right? Most importantly, that lunge step, y'all really got to understand. Y'all got to really understand, right? Right here. After you got to the skip, the most important part, that step, that left step right there. That one forceful step just made Josh Giddey think, oh, he's going to go left. So he jumps out left, he spins that other way, and now he's getting to his strength, which is playing at the rim and using his athleticism. That's how you evade that little shit like that. So you evade that little stuff, man. But peep this right here too. Look, remember what I said with Jalen Green? They subbed him out maybe, like 2 minutes left in the first, right? Or just even think about the concept. I'm not sure the exact time, but in the first quarter, the Rockets subbed out Jalen Green before they subbed out VanVleet, Şengün, and Brooks. And now they subbed them back into the game, those three, VanVleet, Şengün, and Brooks, before they even put Jalen Green back into the game. And so now it's like, damn, you're not even playing my mans. You're not even playing them, bro. You're just letting them play, 31 minutes a game, right? And so what ultimately ends up happening is that he just has less opportunity. You play him with the second unit, you let him thrive. You let him flourish. Not until 6:26 he gets back in. Come on, man. Come on, put him in the game, bro. You gotta let him make mistakes so we can learn from his mistakes. You gotta at least let him do that, bro. Because the talent level, insane. Insane talent level, bro. VanVleet with Chet. Hold on. VanVleet with Chet. Hold on. I gotta slow this down. Y'all gotta understand. Look. VanVleet with Chet, right? That's about 13-inch mismatch. Pause. Right? And so now you probably like, oh shit, there's no way you can really be able to stop him. But understand this little trick you could do as a smaller guard to be able to get steals. Chet goes in here first time, bumps. Notice what VanVleet is about to do now, right? He drops back. So now Chet has to eat up the space to find VanVleet, who's already set himself down and established his base. So what is Fred VanVleet ready to do against a player who's really his same weight when he decides to go and bump? He's not going to move because he's already set and sturdy. And now what could he do when Chet decides to overexert himself, making this bump? He could rip the ball because he left the ball exposed because he was too busy trying to get contact and bump him. Little things like that, bro. IQ game. It's an IQ game, bro. It's not a height game a lot. Sometimes it really be an IQ game. Speed this back up. Right, our man, once again, understand, this is transition. He could really be a one. Understand, bro, low rip through, boom attack. I'm telling you, if you played him at the one, dog, that's a lineup, bro. Hold on. I don't think, hold on. I think y'all gotta understand this. You also gotta pull the chair, right? He could have pulled the chair, but he was like, no, let me get the steal, we'll get out in transition. But y'all really gotta understand this though, right? If you gotta understand this, hold on. If the Rockets decide to say, let's just let our young guys thrive. Let's put them into our starting lineup and have Amen at the 1, Jalen Green at the 2, Whitmore at the 3, Jabari Smith at the 4, and Şengün at the 5. You see the type of versatility that lies within that lineup. You have a 6'7", 6'8" point guard, and then now across the board you have the size necessary to produce a team in the future that really could compete. Right? You have passing, you have athleticism, you got scoring between Jalen Green, Cam Whitmore once he begins to learn the game, and then Şengün, right? And then you have Jabari Smith, who could be a fantastic 3-and-D player. You have Amen, who could be your slasher and 3-and-D defensive player, not 3-and-D. You can't shoot that shit. I'm keeping it a bean, right? But look at that type of lineup you could build from those 5 players right there. But that's all been stunted by incorporating VanVleet and Dillion Brooks into the process right now. So I don't even know if there's any recovering from this. You put them on 4-year contracts. So shit, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. All I got to say. We'll see. And remember what I said. No knock on Brooks or VanVleet. They got their money. I'm questioning the owners and the organization. I know you don't got your first, but sometimes you got to say, fuck it. The future. The future. What you got to think about. Here too with Jalen Green, right? Defensively. Understand. Jalen Green's got Shai, right? And of course, this is a mismatch in terms of Shai's perspective and even as a team perspective, right? So with Jalen Green on the Shai right now, at this point in time, you see Jalen Green's hyper aggressive, right? You see him hyper aggressive, playing him in close quarters, trying to almost speed him up. But a player like Shai, you got to understand, I can't try to play him up this tight, understanding that, one, I'm probably not as strong as him functionally, and two, he can't get sped up. He always plays at his own pace. That's what great players do. And so trying to guard him in this manner is only going to be a detriment to yourself, because he's going to get to exactly where he wants, because he's going to exploit the fact that you're playing hyper aggressive. And as a matter of fact, the defender's uncomfortable and not Shai. And peep this here too. This was a timely attack. This is a very timely attack, right? Look, I may say this a few times, right? But understand, look, if you want to score like Shai, you got to think like Shai. And to think like Shai, you must see like Shai. And so at this point in time, Shai scanning the floor. He looks at this weak side, not set, right? His teammates not set, defender's not set. And so that means when he gets into the paint, I don't really got to face no rim protection or no help defenders. And so now this boils down to also Jalen Green left. This boils down to Dillion Brooks, right? Notice what Dillion Brooks is about to do to align himself and to help Shai get to where he wants, right? Notice what Dillion Brooks is about to do. Stab out with that right. He stabs out with that right. Shai now also goes to where he also wanted to, which is now to his left. And by stabbing with that right, you put more of your weight onto that foot. And now Dillion Brooks has to open up that base. And now Shai, straight into the gap, gets there. Now he gets that lay. Tough. Here too with Jalen Green. This is something so subtle. Something so subtle. I don't even think a lot of y'all even peep this right here. I don't even think a lot of y'all peep this. You got to understand, right? So I'm going to speed this up too, right? Look, understand. So this is the one problem with Jalen Green, right? He got the rock. Boom, Joe move. He goes, boom, stop, bring back shot. But you don't even understand what you really got. Look, you got to really understand. How far back did that go? Let's go back here one more time, right? Because if you want to be a scorer, you must understand your help defense, right? And so anytime you get the rock, you don't think about, oh, how am I going to attack the player that's in front of me? You think about how are the help defense stacked up, because they're going to stop me from scoring on the player in front of me. I could already score on a player 1v1. I've been doing that shit my whole life, right? So he gets this catch here, and understand right here what happens to Lu Dort. He steps up. That's your opportunity to go and attack right, because now Lu Dort has left help and is already going to Fred VanVleet and participating in another swing. So that's when you go, right? But Jalen Green decides to size up. Dort realizes, oh, he's not going to pass to Fred VanVleet, and Fred VanVleet's no threat from out here. So I'm going to get right back into help. You got no lane going right by the time you want to go, and so now you have to do a bring back into a shot that's now off balance, and you try to draw a foul, just fake it, don't work, can't cook. So timeliness on those attacks, always reading that help and not worrying about the player that's just lying and standing right in front of you. Anytime you hear a good scorer, one of the great scorers talk, it's not even, they always say, it's not about the person that's in front of me. It's about how the defense is stacked up. Where's the rim protection? Where's the help defender? Where are the plug? Are they digging? Or are they helping? You know what I'm saying? Like those little things. And now once again here with this set, they ran the set once again. So now you're going to have Thompson on the roll. You're going to have Jabari Smith on the pop. And if necessary, you got Fred VanVleet in the corner for the roll, man, if they get that gravity. And so that's the only reason I really don't like that play. It's really meant for him to be a playmaker and not for him to be a scorer or a person to attack the rim. couple things on display too. Couple things on display. You got to understand this from the start, right? So Shea gets to switch with Jabari Smith, right? Dillon Brooks on the clear out. So now Shea, he has his mismatch, but he sees a help, boom, plugged in, kicks it to Chet. And now what does SGA think? Ah, shit, give that shit right back to me. Let him get it right back. Let me go attack. But Jalen Williams, he sees another opportunity to attack. Because remember, Jalen Green in these pick and rolls, he's lazy, right? He's vulnerable at this point in time. And so when Chet decides to come up here and set the screen, right? Jalen Green did do a little better of a job, like I was saying at the start of this breakdown, when it came down to stepping up into the player when you're trying to go over and not dropping back, right? So what he does is he steps up as if the screen's going to be there. He has to slide, but boom, it's a slip out. So now he's trailing the play. And on Jalen Williams' point of view, right? This is why preserving your dribble is so important, because he continues to dribble here because Şengün hasn't made a decision, right? And so understand, at this point in time in pick and rolls, don't pick up your dribble until they made a decision. And so continue to dribble, keep dribbling until you can see that this player has finally chosen their fate, which is now to give you an open layup to you. So now Jalen Green's like, what the fuck is you doing? He had to make a choice. He leaves Chet lob, or you take away that layup. You really should take away the layup and just let shit be with the lob, but he made his choice. And out here too with Jalen Green also. You wonder why they're not successful. I ain't gonna lie. This is something as Twitch is like, oh, they did get something out of it, but you gotta understand the thought process behind this, right? Understand. And so, look, this is the reason why Jalen Green can't be the Jalen Green we could see Jalen Green becoming, right? They added Fred VanVleet Dillion Brooks, but most importantly, with Dillon Brooks, by giving him the green, he has the green light. So he's not going to look for nobody to pass the rock to. So it's at a point in time like this, where if you throw the ball to Jalen Green, he's going to get a crazy dunk, get the crowd going, get some momentum. Dillon Brooks says, let me go and take this for myself. He goes and takes it for himself. And so that's the selfishness that lies within adding these players who got the green. Everything's just green for him. Everything's just the green light. Let me go back on that. Boom. That play right there, that shit, you hate those, bro. You could have got an easy 2. And it got a play that brought momentum at that. So understand this too. 27.3 on the clock. Look, understand. I'm going to question the coaching right here.
Fun guy, what's up, baby?
Yo, Wyatt, what's good?
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
what do you know?
Appreciate that sub, Wyatt. Appreciate that sub. But I'm going to question the coaching right here. Question the coaching. I don't go to the coaching side too often, but I got to go right here, right? So understand. So peep. You got Amen checking into the game with 27.3 left for Jalen Green, right? And so what they did right now, it was the right play to make because Jalen Green was getting attacked by Jalen Williams. So you put Amen on Jalen Williams, better defender, right? Rightfully so, they put him into the game because notice what he was able to do. So boom, he did get moved a little bit on that one, but he's not going to give up, right? He gets right back into the play. But the problem becomes on this other side of the play where the ball went out of bounds and now you have to go and run some offense. And at this point in time, when the ball went out of bounds, you kept Amen in the game, right? Instead of keeping in your best offensive player, offensive talent in Jalen Green. So at this point, you got him running the set with Fred VanVleet. And now what ends up occurring is that he gets here, not really an offensive player, tries to cook something up, can't cook, gives it to Dillon Brooks. Now Dillon Brooks tries to turn the corner, and guess what he has to now do? Throw the ball right back to the Rook at the top of the key, and that's not even Jalen Green at this point in time. And so now what's going to happen with this shot? It was rushed, bad sloppy offense, miss. Should have put Jalen Green back into the game. That's all you should have done. Yeah, most def got him losing his confidence. Most def. He ain't getting the same touches. He just ain't getting the same touches. And little things like this, I'm trying to tell y'all, it's the most important part, the most important thing, right? So understand, halftime, beginning of halftime, Fred VanVleet gives it up, right? Run this little set. Fred VanVleet comes back around, gets the rock. And that's about 2 passes into possession, fade away from this elbow, and now y'all tell me, do you think that's a good shot? He takes that first one, right? and really understand how this really becomes contagious, because it led to this timeout being called. And now I also got to question the coaching again, right? I got to question the coaching again. Look, you got Ime Udoka, right? Gets Jeff Green out the way. Yells at Şengün, right? Says pass the ball. But is it really even Şengün's fault? Because you got to understand, this is the play that got Udoka mad, right? So Şengün brings the ball down. He gets SGA on him, right? We know that's a size mismatch, right? A size advantage. And so he begins to turn his back to now get down into the paint, tells Brooks to leave. But understand Jalen Green, right? What does Jalen Green do? While the ball is in the middle of the floor, he decides to move more towards the middle. And by moving himself towards the middle, you bring your help defender towards the middle. And now what happens is that Jalen Green's defender strips the ball from Alperen Şengün, who now gets the turnover. And what happens on the other side when OKC gets the ball, which led to that timeout that we seen at first. Chet Holmgren gets that three from the left side. Udoka calls a timeout, puts the blame on Şengün. Is it really his fault? Or is that on Jalen Green for being there in bad space? It seems like players never get corrected for spacing the floor bad. And instead, you just revert to what directly happened in that play in itself. So, somebody's got some self-reflecting to do and some apologies to make. Because that's not on Şengün. That's on that motherfucking Jalen Green. Niggas be getting mad for no reason, man. You got to understand all variables, bro. It's because Ime trying to win now. He didn't want to build up a young core. It's not Ime. You got to understand, bro. The game goes beyond Ime. It's the owners and the general managers. It's not Ime. They hired Ime. They hired Ime. You know, they said, all right, we want you to coach this team because this is how we want to build a team. He's just doing what he gets paid to do, coach, right? So it's not Ime. It's the organization that wanted that to happen. And so if it's win now, you're not even winning now. You're just in that middle area. You know what I'm saying? So you're only hurting your future, but only because you don't want to be such bad of a team without having your pick and give up that pick. So that's annoying as hell. Yeah, the coaching shit you was talking about. But even Pete, this with Jalen Green. This is the one thing that is, like I said though, right? When you want to improve, you must change your habits and be able to identify your habits. So Jalen Green in the situation, with the lack of opportunity, it's harder to expose habits because you don't have the opportunity to bring them to light. Because sometimes you need to show yourself that you do it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times and not just once. And so when he has Chet right here on the perimeter attacking in this ISO, what does he do this entire time? Avoid contact, right? But you got to understand, when you have somebody like Chet guarding you on the perimeter, you know that he's a shot blocker. So when you get into the paint, he could block your shot if you don't negate that by doing what? Getting contact, which is what a lot of y'all also scared of too, right? So he's going to drive whole time, tries to hollow out, get around his body instead of getting into his body. And now when he gets to the point to shoot the lay, gets blocked because you didn't initiate any contact to dislodge him and prevent him from being able to get to the jumping pad and block that shot. But this is where Jalen Green really got gravity. The Rockets have the next pick for the next couple years from the Harden trade, so the Rockets will have a top 10 pick this year. The Rockets have the Nets pick for the next couple years. Okay, so they do have their pick, right? Wait. So I thought the Rockets don't have their pick like from some team. I thought some other team has their pick. Am I correct or am I wrong? Because I thought that's why they made the move to compete. I thought that's why they did it. They might. I know they had the Harden trade. They got some shit back, but ultimately though, I thought they didn't have theirs. If they still have theirs, then that's stupid. They still have theirs, then that's stupid. Let me know. I'm not sure. I thought they didn't have their own pick. I don't know. Maybe was it in the Westbrook deal or some shit? Did they lose it in the Westbrook deal where they gave up a future first? Top 4 protected. I would have tanked. Come on, bro. There's no way. I would have tanked. They got top 4 protected. Nah, I'm putting my bank on that. I'm tanking, bro. That's oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, bro. Nah. If it's outside the top 4, shit, I don't want it. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? If I got to sacrifice the possibility of not getting a number 5 pick, but I'm secured in the top 4, Come on, bro. I'm tanking, bro. I'm just letting the young guys hoop. I don't know why they decided to make that move. That was dumb, bro. That was dumb. That was so dumb. That was so dumb. So dumb. It's just it's so upsetting to see because you got so much talent on that roster. You got so much talent, but you're not letting that talent thrive, bro. Damn, bro. That's so stupid, bro. OKC has Houston's pick. That top four protected though. I'm banking on getting that bottom four, bro. The top four, I'm banking on getting that. I know we're gonna be ass. But if it's 5 and they still end up getting 5, OKC could build a dynasty. Hold on. I gotta think both sides. But fuck that shit, bro. If they gonna do good, I'm not gonna stop them from doing good at the detriment of my own team's future and being able to utilize the pieces that we got right now. So that's the thing. I wouldn't do, even though they are in the same conference and say they do get a 5 pick or a 6 pick, and now they have these young guys, they could trade that shit for a superstar. The shit, you gonna give them a number 10 pick or a 12 pick, and they still gonna be able to use that shit for a superstar. So regardless, it's like, you really, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like you low key cooked either way. So, even let me get some water right quick, and we're gonna get right back to this. We about like halfway through. Bro, that's just so sad. Like, either way, top 4 you got protected. So that means if you're bad and you don't get that protected, you get like 5, 6, or 7, right? And you probably don't even draft well anyway. So you probably fuck off that pick and the person will become a bust, right? So now you end up trying to be mediocre, miss out on the playoffs, and you end up getting 11, 12, 10, 11, or 12, 13 even, right? Probably 10 or 11. It's just so dumb. Oh my gosh, you're so dumb. Oh my gosh, you're so dumb. You're so dumb. That's the dumbest thing, bro. Oh my gosh. Like, it's rare you see me. Like, I'm really thinking in the perspective of Houston, and it's like, oh my gosh, you're so stupid. You're so I don't know, bro. I just gotta let them live their life, bro. They got it. Hey, Jason, I hope the future is somewhat decent for y'all, but I know y'all going through. I know y'all struggling. Jason, P, I know all y'all struggling, bro. Oh my gosh, your brain, gray matter, bro. Your brain is gray matter, bro. That's all I gotta say, bro. Oh my gosh, if y'all don't know what gray matter is, go Google it, bro. They brain is gray matter. Also, we don't have Harden because we hired Udoka, and Udoka didn't want Harden. Yo, that's hilarious too, bro. That's hilarious. Didn't Jalen Green say some shit that made Harden upset? He also said some shit like, he was like, oh, I don't know if it'd be best for our growth. But nigga, y'all still not, bro. Hold on. Y'all really gotta think about this. Hold on. This is so goofy. Right? Actually, I don't know. I was about to say I would have rather had Harden be there and teach Jalen Green the ways, but I don't know if Harden's ways would have been best for Jalen Green because Harden would be in a strip club fucking off and shit. I was about to say that, but I was like, hold on. Because the Rockets could have got Harden, but instead they got VanVleet and Dillion Brooks. And so I was about to say, I was like, okay, Harden's there. He has more experience. He's won more, all these accolades. But his habits not as a player, as a human being. Harden going to be in them strip clubs. Harden going to be out there chilling off the floor. And so will Harden be a detriment? Or will he be a catalyst to Jalen Green's growth as a vet around him, right? I'm not sure, but judging by the off-court habits, I don't know how much he would have got Jalen Green indulged in those behaviors. And I don't know how much he would have discouraged him from doing so and understanding individualism and customization. So when it come down to that, I was like, okay, who could be better? But at the same time, I think his growth would have been better with James Harden because you got VanVleet and Brooks. Fuck it, I would just get that shit. Fuck it, I don't know. I wouldn't have got either one of the motherfuckers. I would have been the owner and saved me some cheese. Duh. I would have saved me pocket. Fuck is you talking about? Put that shit in my pocket. Goofy niggas, you could have saved you could have saved $60 million and saved that push in your pocket, right? But instead, you decided to give it out to some players you really don't need. You may have spent it, say like 20. You would have saved 40. So now you could use that shit to invest. You could put that shit into fucking Bitcoin right now, because Bitcoin, man, shit. I heard this shit may hit 100,000. So you could have doubled that shit. You could have doubled your money. Put that shit in your pocket when to go double your money. So I don't know. He outmaxed his game though. That's what I was saying. Like, I would have probably still grabbed Harden. I still would have snagged Harden. They had to hit a salary floor. That's how low their payroll was. I would have barely hit the floor then. Like, I would have got to the floor and literally just stayed at the floor. Like I'm an ant. Like, literally think of an ant. That's how close to the floor I would have been. That close to the floor. Like, if you were to literally go lay down on the floor, that's how close to the floor I would have been. Like, I would have been on the floor. I wouldn't have got past the floor. I would have got on the floor. So that's literally, I would have done some shit like that. I would have said, fuck it. I would have gave Dwight Howard a max contract. I would have gave some shit like that a max contract. I would have gave goddamn Lou Will or Jamal Crawford a max, so you could come in for a season, barely play, and teach Jalen Green. That's some shit, right? Oh. You said you're retired? Hold on. Think about that shit again. I'll give you 10 mil. You know what I'm saying? I'll do some shit like that, bro. I'll do some shit like that. What's the highest level of ball you played? I got to NAIA, which is about a D2, but I stopped playing after about 3 months. So, only good thing we did in free agency was putting a team out. After next year, also, I think it was a chance that, Kyrie would not have went there, bro. Nah, you would not have not got Kyrie. Bring Dwight back? No cap. I don't know about all this other off-court shenanigans, but yeah, he cool as a player. Most def. He cool. Top 75, you should have. Top 75. Top. Heard top. Dwight said top. He started looking around. I'm just trolling, bro. I'm just trolling. Dwight said when they told Dwight you missed the top 75, he was like, wait, do it top? Who? What top? Who? I got top. I'm just trolling, bro. I'm just trolling. Dwight, hopefully Dwight's doing well, bro. Hopefully he's doing swell. But peep this with Jalen Green, right? This is where Jalen Green's gotta be assertive, where he's just gotta be on point, where it's like this is the opportunities that he needs, right? This is the behaviors and the habits that Dillon Brooks and Fred VanVleet hold back on Jalen Green, which is understanding how you must have your gravity, how you must play and attack as a player. And now Jalen Green, transition situation, attacks that middle. Extremely sharp angles before you even get to the finish, right? Understand how sharp the angles are, right? Right here. Notice this. Through the hip, right? That's the type of habits that he's got to see and continue to reinforce. And so now when he gets here, boom, crafty, finishing around Chet. That's tough. Time for the certain times call for times where you need to avoid contact. So boom, he got that lay right there. And now even this with Shea too. I want y'all to understand this, right? So Shea, right? Understand how damn. I was about to say something, but bro, you see what Gen Z has done to my brain? I was about to say, look, I can't even say that shit no more. I can't even say this shit. I can't. I gotta keep going. I gotta now think of synonyms, so I don't gotta say pause all the time, bro. All right, so understand, right? Understand. So Shea's got the rock right now, right? At this point in time, Shea is above the entire defense, all 5 defenders. But ultimately, he's gonna make an attack and get all the way down. He's gonna get beneath every single defender. And understand at this point, when it comes down to bigs, right? When it comes down to any player, right? Let me get a better pause. And so, when it comes down to any player at this point in time, you got to understand they cannot think. They will just simply do. And they'll do according to what has made them panic. And now, since he got so far down with such a timely attack, pump fake, remains patient. 2 players fly by. They can't even comprehend the fact that he could just pump fake and get a layup. Right? So what does he do? Just wait and get a layup. Patience is vital, 1. And take advantage of defenders who don't have time to think, right? A lot of defenders are twitchy. They're always going to overreact oftentimes. And now even when it comes down to angles right here, look. This right here, right? This is what Jalen Green is missing, right? Look, with the roster they have right now, right? This is what Jalen Green is missing at a higher quantity, right? So he gets here this first time, gets that handoff with Şengün, boom, he's getting right, and understand those angles like I said on his drive before. The same concept applies when he decides to get in handoffs and pick and rolls. He must stay sharp and utilize his ability to get downhill, right? And so at this point, that pass, that's the correct play. But that's not the dominant play. That's not the play Jalen Green should make. Because with his talent level, what he must do when he gets into these actions is instead of seeking, all right, what's the correct play to make? What must I do here? He must dominate, right? Which means that using your gravity and your strengths accordingly every single time you go down. So next time he gets this action a minute later, he decides to turn the corner and attack Chet and get to the rim and utilize his athleticism. That's dominating. And by dominating, using your strengths, that's how you get gravity. And by gravity, through what you could dominate in, that's when you pass the ball. Instead of seeking times where you just get out into space and just make a play. Use your gravity, right? That first layer of his game, first layer of scoring, is the rim. So play the rim, then play the mid-range. Now, once again, this is also another smart attack, right? He has the capacity to be able to be a scorer, right? He has it. He just needs the exposure and the experience so he can learn according to what he does, right? So now you got Jabari Smith. He's leaving through, right? He's sizing up Josh Giddey. And as Jalen Williams is now stepping out, boom, Jalen Green goes. And so he gets right. He steps over, gets to a stop, Euro step. That's a foul. Heel's not set. So now he could also get fouls if you also allow him just to have opportunity so he can leverage his drives. And here too, that he messed up a little bit right here, right? Jalen Green messed up, but understand this when it comes down to this play. Understand. Give it a second, right? So notice Jalen Green's pace on this play, right? So he gets that one, boom, blows it up, gets here, boom, he comes off the screen. But at this point in time, right, you got to understand, he took away everything he had, right? All the opportunities he had, he wasn't able to take advantage of. And so at that point in time, he didn't allow his food to cook. He ate raw meat, right? Understand. Because in this situation, right, what you're trying to cook, right? What you're trying to cook, or what's being used to cook, is time and patience, right? And so with time and patience, what is that going to cook? It's gonna cook gravity. And so since he rushed so far off the screen just attack this big, you don't allow yourself to utilize the gravity, which is this player number 6 right here, Jalen Williams, right? And so without the ability to remain patient off the screen, to then be able to get here and then bring gravity, which is what you're trying to cook up, he now just takes that away and doesn't put pressure on Williams to make a decision. He just eats up space, and now he gets his primary defender back on him, tries to make another move, don't got nothing, got to give it up to Şengün. Took away everything you had. And then Fred VanVleet. Hold on. Jason, understand. I ain't gonna lie. This is what's holding him back. Chucker. I ain't gonna lie. Hold on. I ain't gonna lie. That's tough. Because like I said, bro, he got the green. Since he got the green, he got the green light. And so that means these shots right here, no passes into the possession. He's shooting it. Udoka's not even gonna question him because they gave him 40 mil. So shot goes up, heavily contested. He missed that shit. Now that could have been an opportunity for Jalen Green to expose a mistake, expose a weakness that he can learn from. Right here too. This is where he could get better though. Right? This is where he could get better. You gotta understand. Importance is in personnel, right? Look, all y'all hoopers, one thing I know y'all don't be doing is paying attention to personnel. And y'all look a lot like Jalen Green in this situation. Is that at this point in time, since you know the ball got into the paint, you're going to have to play in rotations and you need to get the first pass out. But sometimes you don't need to get the first pass out because this first pass goes to Lou Dort. And now what's going to be the second pass if Lou Dort doesn't take this? Isaiah Joe right here. And so should you even close out to Lou Dort when you know there's a better shooter at that other spot that nobody's going to get to? You shouldn't. But Jalen Green did, because when he turned, he just went according to the ball and not according to the scouting report. Now Isaiah Joe gets a wide open 3. Boom, knockdown. Now you could say, oh, it should be in rotation back to the other side. got all the way down to the paint. That's the top of the key. That's a long ass rotation. Yo, hey, you can't stand Fred VanVleet. Hopefully, hey, could you stand this though? Hey, could you stand this though, Jason? Y'all Rockets fans, could y'all stand this? Dillon Brooks get the ball mid post, right? Boom, jab step. He get into the middle of the floor. He's seeing bodies drop down, hop step, fade away, fade away. Wow. I ain't gonna lie, bro. They be chucking that shit, bro, and I can't even knock them. It's not Dillon Brooks. It's not Fred VanVleet. It's the organization I'm laughing at, bro, because this is such a dumb decision to make if you really want to become a competing team. Idiots, bro. Idiots, bro. It should be. It almost seems like it should be like illegal, damn near, just to have stupidity at the front of a multi-billion-dollar team, organization, business. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Bro, that's the thing too. The money says otherwise, bro. You say he not like that. He know he not like that. Shit, you put 20 mil in my pocket. I may tell you different. You give me $20 million. I may be. Who's to say? Who's to say that? Who are you to tell me I'm not like that? You know what I'm saying? That's just hilarious, bro. That's just wild. That shit is so dumb, bro. They're so dumb. I can't, bro. I'm good. Good thing I'm not no Rockets fan, man. Good thing. But understand this too. Good thing. Understand this. Right? Once again, right? Learning from your habits. Jalen Green, now he has a screen going to the middle. And understand what he does in this mid-range, right? Boom, little hesitation, push cross. And now he ends up getting there, getting stuck, gets the ball stripped because he didn't take full advantage of what he could dominate in, right? And so now what's going to end up happening on this other side, maybe about a minute or so later, is that he's going to have a very similar situation once again. And what's now going to happen? He's going to learn from it, and instead of getting to this mid-range area and I'm going to hesitate, boom, push cross, and slow my speed down, I'm going to take my speed full at the rim, attack check, and get to where I want to and get that bucket. He low-key did block that shit, but that shit still went in. That's how he just got to approach the game. And by having VanVleet, having Dillon Brooks, by putting players there, you're not allowing him to expose himself to this every single game. And you should even understand this. When it comes down to Jalen Green, remember last season, it was like he finished the year off strong, which meant that he was learning his own game. But then you begin to throw in so many pieces into the mix, it becomes a completely different game. Because now he must find new spots, and now he has new teammates to learn. But if you allowed him just to carry into the season with the momentum he had last season, just with a couple of rookies, he's already established his dominance because the way he ended off the year before, already having the potential, people knowing who he is, he's already got that dominance in terms of the team. So now if you just let him thrive from there, it could have been a completely different season. But now you put him at a point to where he's got to learn a whole new team. So that's the dumb thing. You said I was all right with the signs at first because Brooks was leading the second team defense. VanVleet was. Now Brooks plays no defense and VanVleet's out here to get it. And I get assists by Jalen Green, bro. That's wild, bro. That's wild. That's what happens when you're originally playing for winning teams. But even understand this too, right? You got Jalen Green. Once again, he's now switched on to Shea, right? And so even understand here, when it comes down to, hold on, I need to get some water. Hold on, I try to get through the rest of the breakdown. I need to get some water, but I couldn't do it. All right, peep this, right? So Jalen Green now gets a switch on to Shea. We seen how this went last time, right? Got a bucket. But now, this time around, Jalen Green actually does a fairly good job on Shea, right? He just makes his go move, boom, bump, solid right there. That's where he messed up. That shows me one thing, your antsiness, your anxiousness as a defender. And so now you jumped on that. Now you're just so worried about the ball. Ball goes low on Shea. That's where he messed up. Because the second he sees the arms of the cookie jar, you're cooked, right? Now peep this close up. Jumps on that. That's where you got to stay disciplined, man. I be trying to tell y'all. Discipline as a defender, bro. Discipline in life, bro. Discipline or regret. You choose. You know what I'm saying? Now you end up giving up a foul. You get into the line. once again right here, utilizing this baseline angle. Understand, right? Another smart, timely attack. You just give him the rock every time in transition. If you don't got those options, he cooking every time. Just like this. He gets to his wing, brings it out, gets under control after losing the rock, reads the floor, and now where does he go? Where there's space to that baseline, and with the speed he already has, good luck keeping up, right? Boom, right there. He's drawing fouls off of that. Off of that, he's drawing fouls. Just from his speed and his athleticism. So, oh yeah, this is my favorite play of the game. Hold on, this is my favorite play of the game. This doesn't have anything to do with Jalen Green, right? Look, this is some shit about high school hoopers, right? Look, understand, right? Peep. Every single high school basketball team has these two hoopers. First, you got this hooper right here, right? Hold on, let me speed this up a little bit. Let me speed this up. It needs to go a little faster, right? I'm gonna go a little faster right there. I'm gonna make a mean ass clip out of this. Hold on. I may put a full speed. Should I put a full speed? Right? So yeah, fuck, I'm gonna go full speed. Even if they copyright my shit, right? You gotta understand, right? Every single high school team got these two hoopers. So you got the first one, right? Who could do all the moves, hit all the shifts, boom, get to the move, but by the time it comes to really knock down the shot, could they hit the shot? Nope. And now you got the second hooper, right? And the second hooper, they don't got all the moves, but they want to do all the moves and be like the pretty player. So when they try to get the opportunity to do the move, they look like this.
Fun guy, what's up, baby?
Yo, that shit was hilarious.
Yeah,
yo. This you appreciate that follow, appreciate that sub. But look at this shit, bro. There's no way, bro. This shit made me. I was dying, bro. Bro, look at this. Look at this shit. Hey, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. Some of y'all just not meant to be scorers. Cause when y'all try to do some shit that scorers do, like pump fake and draw foul, y'all be looking like this, bro. Y'all be looking like this. Bro, some of y'all just need to stop scoring, bro. Just don't score. Just don't try to cook, bro. You're not meant to cook. You're not meant to cook. Just play your role, bro. Play your role. Clean the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Do the dirty work. Do the dirty work. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't try to be like a motherfucking shade, bro. Just stick to your role, bro. Just stick to your role. You shouldn't be doing that, bro. You're only embarrassing yourself. It's only gonna hurt you. Did you watch this full game? Nah, I ain't watch it live, but I rewatched it. I watched it back. That's me for real, bro. Just stick to your role, bro. Just don't try it, bro. Don't try it. Stick to your role. And I also don't want to say this, meaning stick to your role, meaning never do anything beyond what you do now. Expound upon the things as to which you're already really good at. Expound upon that. So if it's Lou Dort, just continue to be a catch and shoot player. Learn the little things, little reloads and shit. But don't try to be the person doing all these little extra stuff on these moves. Because even if you did try to jump, you're not going to get that foul anyways. That's a superstar call. You know? So only expound upon what you're good at, bro. Expound upon what you get out. Build your game in layers. Don't try to go outside the layers and be pretty. But remember what I said about Jalen Green, right? He really don't have to try hard a lot of times to get fouls. Because his speed, right? So boom, just gets to the stop. Gets here. Can't stop him. Hits the hip. That's a foul, right? But even understand this, though, right? This is the first time all game we've seen Jalen Green get into isolation, right? And so this is where it's really hurting him the most because he doesn't have the opportunity to utilize his scoring and see how he must score in isolation in the NBA. So now once he gets here, he's going to now take a shot like this instead of learning how he must utilize his strength, which is getting to the rim, right? And if he does want to be able to do that, he'll begin to scan the floor at this point in time and see the one person I do not want to encounter is Chet. He's a rim protector. So I don't want to see him down there. So what can I do? I can maybe call for a screen, right? Or I could tell them to exchange on this weak side, have some sort of movement. Or I could just go down there and get into the paint and not even seek to score and just look to pass, right? But at this point in time, he's going to end up taking a shot, settling for a shot that looks like he's just playing pickup basketball in the summer, right? And that is not a really good shot. So now they end up losing this game, lost by 13, and now Jalen Green's growth has been stunted. So that's the end of this stream. We're gonna be alive again on Wednesday. right? I have class, but it's not gonna be my late class. I'm gonna be here fairly on time. So probably again 4 p.m. EST. I don't know who I'm gonna watch, but I'm gonna watch somebody. And by the way, the merch is getting done right now as we speak. The website is just the only thing getting done. Once y'all see me make a post, once y'all see me tell y'all it's live, it's live. So make sure y'all gonna get y'all merch when that shit is done. So make sure that y'all sacrifice y'all present self and invest into your future self and do everything you need to do to be able to get to where you want to go. So discipline or regret, you choose.